Another day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
And a very good morning, Sanbonani Molweni. Goeiemorgen, you beautiful people. A pinch and a punch for the first of the month, and you are one of the lucky bunch. Tune into your Feel Good Breakfast show.
What are you going to do tomorrow? The
Well,
month of May is done.
well, the month, that was the first rhyme for the month. I'm going to have to sort it out as we go along.
For June.
Can I just get a high five for today? I think I did well, right?
You did.
Come on, I can feel it.
Oh man, the weekend is upon us. It's just downhill from now, and it looks like it's going to be a stellar one at the box office. We've got Baywatch.
Some people
Slow-mo running into
that
the
one.
picture. It's going to be awesome. Zac Efron looking amazing.
Yeah.
Dwayne looking amazing. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. And then, of course, I don't know if it's a guy's night out with a hero girl as the star, but Wonder Woman is releasing across the world and, of course, here in South Africa, and it's getting unbelievable reviews. We're going to give you tickets.
And something also getting unbelievable tweets is Donald Trump for his very controversial tweets. I think that's what it should read like.
And then listen, music today, we're getting wild because they call me crazy. We got Alt Ego here in the studio. You can see them. The lads are looking ready. And of course, Lakota Silver. Hey, baby girl. They're ready to make some beautiful music for us. And I can't wait to hear it all on this Thursday morning. But to get the day started, let's check out the temperatures. Ewan, what's up?
Thank you so much, team. Good morning from my side. It's definitely going to be a feel-good Thursday, maar dit is reg om ons kyk vinnig na die temperature so vroeg met die afskop van jou donderdagoggend. En dit lyk of meeste dele van die land lekker koel oggendtemperature kan verwag. Dit is 'n bewolk wees langs ons kusgebiede en mooi weer en warm in die noordoostelike binneland. Jou temperatuur op Polokwane begin op 6 grade minimum met 'n maksimum van 23, Mbombela 27, Pretoria begin op 6, dit styg na 23 later, Johannesburg 4 grade, lekker koel maar 'n warmer 21. Mahikeng begin ook op 4 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 23. Klerksdorp koud vanoggend 1 graad minimum vanoggend, dit styg na 21 maksimum. Kimberley 5:22, Bloemfontein 'n ronde 0 grade vanoggend en dit styg na 'n warmer 21. Richards Bay 12:26, Pietermaritzburg 9:24, Durban starting off on 16 reaching a high of 25, Mthatha 7:25, East London 14:22, Cradock 7:26, Port Elizabeth on 12 minimum this morning reaching a maximum of 20, George 10:18, Sutherland 9:21, Cape Town 8:20, Worcester 6 degrees minimum this morning and a maximum of 24, Springbok 12:28 and Uppington on 9 this morning reaching a warm 26 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. We'll keep you updated with your weather and those temperatures throughout the course of your Thursday. I'm back just after 7 with another look.
Well, let's get your morning started by taking a look at your traffic. We start off in Gauteng this morning in Alexandra, where on the N3 highway southbound you can expect some delays. That's due to lane closures, due to roadworks towards the London Road exit, so expect some delays on that route. En as jy in Kaapstad is, in Bellville verwag vertragings op die N2 inkomende en dis van die R300 hoofweg. That's where we leave your traffic for now. We'll bring you another update in half an hour's time.
Oh, no. No gum. No gum, please. Take the gum out.
They say a pinch and a punch for the brand new month. Well, if you're feeling the pinch of that winter chill and are longing for a warm tropical holiday, then visit travelstart.co.za. They have truly amazing visa-free Thailand specials running at the moment up until tomorrow, where you can book return flight tickets to Thailand for as little as 4,999 Rand. So this deal is exclusive to TravelStart and valid for travel up until the 30th of November this year. So book now and enjoy your visit to the land of smiles.
Well, starting ahead on your Feel Good Breakfast show this morning. It is a fantastic, fine Thursday morning. It's going to be great all around the country. But listen, stick around with us on your Feel Good Breakfast show. New movies releasing, man. Yeah, the weekend is here and there's a couple exciting ones.
Yeah, and news coming from the entertainment industry right now. We were all a little bit worried because apparently Brahu Masikela is heading to the surgery room. We'll tell you more about that after the break. So stay tuned.
Struggle with commitment? Before trying anywhere else, book on Travel Start. We will turn your guilt trips into good trips. Book flights from 499 Rand. Only on travelstart.co.za.
Of course.
Who should I send it to? Is T.O.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and thank you for choosing us to start your morning with. And it's the 1st of June, so we're going to take a look at what our local stars have been up to.
Happy 2 years, Zoe.
It is
Happy 2 years!
Happy 2 years, Zoe.
Zoe's 2 years old on Expresso. Oh, so cute.
Graham said I'm entering the terrible twos.
Yeah. But something that's also very, very cute is the fact that Tanit Felix and Shalto Copley, they're one of our favorite local couples who've also made it onto the international scene. And now it seems that we have more reason to love them even more because the talented couple are now expecting the arrival of their first child pretty soon, guys. Can you all get it? Yeah, taken to Instagram, Tanit shared a very cute photo of her while painting, captioned, "Playing artist while waiting for my little angel to arrive." You! Yes, of course. Okay, sorry, I did not expect that. I mean, she did confirm the news late last year, so it seems that the little one is who's rumored to be a boy will be arriving actually pretty soon, and I'm sure
that's gonna
that
be
the
one
little one will
gorgeous
make.
baby.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Absolutely. So congratulations to the lovely couple. But getting on to a more serious note right now, veteran musician Hugh Masekela, more affectionately known as Brahu, is headed to the surgery table, man. Yeah, that's got me worried, but you don't need to worry too much because according to Brahu's manager, the musician will be having a small operation to repair a ligament and tendon in his shoulder.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Nothing to do
So
with
it's not
the
a
vocal
health.
cords.
I guess playing that the trumpet the whole time like that.
For all those years, gets in there, gets in there.
So while the op isn't too serious, Brahu has, of course, decided to cancel all of his shows and tours for 2 months to allow himself to heal, and we really wish him the best. Of course, he's one of our greatest African musicians and artists out there, and so speedy recovery, Brahim, we're praying
Absolutely,
for you
man,
to
yeah.
get back onto the stage. City, lost day. Brahim, get well soon.
Thanks, Kratz. That's a wrap of your local entertainment news this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Right now, let's quickly throw it forward as what you can expect on your TV screens tonight.
So the best of the good life indeed tonight on Top Billing, as Olympic hero Chandler Clough gives us an exclusive, taking us to his Cape Town apartment, and it is awesome. Then we get behind the scenes for one of the coolest stories in the local entertainment industry, the meteoric rise of local media sensation Kanye Mbao. It's all headed your way on Top Billing tonight.
This Thursday on Top Billing, Olympian Chandler Clough shows Jeannie his new pad in Cape Town.
Should we try and have a little game here?
Definitely, I think you should take the golden, right?
Okay. Golden, that is amazing. Oh, yes!
Ah, come on. Good one. There we go.
I learned quickly, hey?
She's done it.
Chris attends Glamour's most glamorous awards.
These ladies are all making me look so
But
good.
come on, Lucas talking. Like, seriously? I mean, I think we are twinning with a little bit of shimmer here.
Yes, it's up the world. That's what I'm talking about.
Mups soaks up the culture that's inspired Woolworth's hot new fashion brand Edition.
We all know that trends are constantly shifting with each new season, but as the old iconic adage goes, fashion changes, but style endures, which is why I'll be giving you a full trend report from the streets of Johannesburg.
Then things get racy with actress and Metro FM DJ Kanye Mbao.
Kanye, you're known for luxury cars, having owned your first one at only 18 years old.
The SABC hired me to play Dupsio and Mubango, and I was 17 when I got in, and I had a pretty neat paycheck.
We explore Simonstown with Luminia's frontman Stealth Ulvang and his violinist and marine biologist fiancée Dorota Shooter.
How did you meet?
We actually met about 8 years ago. Her band was touring through Denver, and helped set up a show with her, and our bands played together, and we've been friends ever since. Been seeing each other for the last 3 years.
And we were actually back here in Cape Town in January, and we got engaged.
Then it's off to Marble, the new Joburg restaurant of David Higgs, which looks as fabulous as the food.
You know what they say, if you can't stand the heat, you've got to get out the kitchen. How am I doing, Dave? Hot. It's really hot in here. Catch the action this Thursday on Top Billing, 8:30.
The stage is yours.
So with that, at 8:30 tonight, we move on to another brilliant local showing at 7:30, Tula's Vine. And it was so cool having Renata Stuurman and Ashish Gangapasad, of course, representing the Ash Gang online here in studio for the premiere of Tula's Vine, a brilliant new local series that forms part of SABC3's brilliant new lineup of local shows. And each week, Tula and her interracial siblings, they have to do battle as they try to keep the family farm afloat. Will they continue to plot against one another or finally come together as one? And this really does form part of a brilliant push of local content right here on SABC3. And it goes out tonight at 7:30. And as we always say, the stage is yours.
There we go. Thank you so much, Graham. Right now, we turn our attention to the big screen and ahead of another exciting weekend. So many new releases releasing at the closest cinemas. But let's quickly take a look at those box office top 5.
This is the South African top 5 box office hits over the last weekend. Beauty and the Beast claws to 5th for its second week in nearly 2 months running. King Arthur is tanking globally, but slips only 1 spot to 4th in SA. Clearing over 10 times more at $1.2 billion, of which 5 million comes from SA, Fate of the Furious is 3rd. The space swashbucklers of Guardians of the Galaxy 2 are bumped to 2nd after 3 weeks at the top. Made to walk the plank, of course, by a new number 1. Shiver me timbers and shake out your wallets. It's Pirates of the Caribbean, Salazar's Revenge. Arr.
There we have it, and we have our very own JP Sebastian in studio this morning to give us a rundown as to what you can expect this weekend. Dude, nice to have you, man.
You're looking very calm and collected after I asked you about Baywatch.
I am, yeah. We were just having a discussion around Baywatch because that is one of the new releases this weekend, and I'm very excited for this, I won't lie.
Very tactically answered. Did you watch Baywatch when you were younger?
No. I know about it. I know about it. I know about the half. I know the story behind it. Okay?
Nothing you remember. Oh, the story, of course.
I know
is why
Baywatch. Come on, man. We know the story. I never watched it religiously as I was a farm kid. You know, I was outside playing, but. Yes.
So the movie itself, I think, if you were a diehard fan of it, you're going to be either unpleasantly or pleasantly surprised. Obviously, this is a dyed-in-the-wool comedy. It's a total rip-off of the story itself. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who we all love, and Zac Efron, who I loved a lot in Bad Neighbors and Bad Neighbors 2. So if you're into that kind of comedy, not really like slapstick necessarily, they're funny parts and they're super gross out parts. Probably Baywatch is for you, but I haven't seen it yet. I'm hoping it's good.
Look, man, it's Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron. I mean, the pair can make a very good on-screen chemistry for the film.
I think he's probably looking for his like side man for like, you know, he's looking for his Jackie Chan or his Chris Tucker to do the buddy cop thing in the future. Because obviously he did Central Intelligence last with Kevin Hart. But hey, maybe Zac Efron's his man. We'll find out.
Absolutely, their finest.
Their finest is a drama, love romance, obviously. A romantic movie set in World War II. Where Sam Claflin and Gemma Atherton. Gemma Atherton is this lady who enters the Ministry of Information for the government to make propaganda movies, where she bumps into Sam Claflin, who's a co-writer through this all. They bang heads on certain things about representing women and all this kind of stuff and whatnot. Aside from it being a very sweet romance, and it's quite moving at parts too. Also very intelligently written. I'd recommend it if you're looking for a romantic movie. I'm not even huge on romances, but Their Finest is a good one.
But right, perfect. And then we're going to be talking about this one. Everyone's excited about this a little bit later on this morning. Wonder Woman, massive movie to release in the cinemas. I can see JP is like flicking his eyebrows there. He's got a lot to say, it seems.
W shapes.
Making W shapes. Listen, if you've missed out on our last movie ticket giveaway, not to worry, because we have more Expresso New Metro Movie Club tickets up for grabs. And this time we're giving away double tickets to watch Wonder Woman at New Metro's Extreme Cinemas nationwide. Now, she may be known as Princess Diana in her homeland, but to the rest of the world, she is a butt-kicking superhero known as Wonder Woman. Now, you can experience this highly anticipated new female superhero blockbuster in New Metro's technologically advanced Extreme Cinemas, including Dolby Atmos and Auto 3D sound. And that is, of course, also enjoyed on some of SA's largest screens at Canal Walk, Ballito Junction, Clearwater, the Glen, and the Menlyn Park as well. Now, to get to watch the Princess Warrior of all her strength and glory by simply SMSing, well, you can head to the movies by simply SMSing the keyword Diana, your name and city. That's Diana, your name and city to 40675. 40675, and you could be a winner. Remember, you need to add the city in which you are able to watch the screening. So don't miss out on seeing Wonder Woman fight a war to end all wars and in the process discover her full powers and true destiny. Will she succeed is the question. Enter and stand a chance to win, and you could find out. But JP will be back with a little bit later to tell us more about the movie.
Entertainment at New Metro Cinemas. It's your scene.
Oh, well, listen, we're going to take a quick...
He's very excited for Wonder Woman. Did you see when...
Oh, yes.
Wonder Woman?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, man.
Yes.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. Something I'm very excited about is to decipher Donald Trump's tweet. It's very confusing.
We're still trying. But while we do that, we'll be enjoying wonderful music from the gentlemen of Alt Ego who join us on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Don't miss out on that.
Samsung, we develop technology so you can live life. Samsung, a way of life.
Oh, welcome back to it, your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're live, and yes, it is a good day, in case you were wondering. Time right now for us to check out all those interesting and funny and random things we've stumbled across on social media. And I'm hoping we've got some good stories this morning, team. What do we have?
I've said this before, Donald Trump should stay off Twitter. This time he has the internet puzzled. It seemed like he was responding to a negative press release and in the process made a little bit of a typo, and the internet's trying to decipher it. I mean, they've been having some humorous things. I've seen people add, so he was saying a negative press and then obviously conference.
Despite the negative press cover.
And then a lot of people are saying, that he's wrestling the phone from his hands. Some people have actually entered that word into the Urban Dictionary.
Is it a simple code word? Okay, wait, how would you personally pronounce that?
Gotta say no, flair.
No. What? No, don't stumble on it, guys.
No,
it's Kofefe.
Bro,
it's Kofefe.
You speak Trump.
I speak Trump.
You speak so much Trump.
It's so much meaning in that hashtag. Kofefe. Just take it. Listen, let's move on swiftly. It must be nice to have a scientist as a dad. Okay, now this guy, Paul Boswell, he built his son his very own hovercraft, thinking that it might be safer than a go-kart, okay? But then he decided, it was actually too heavy and too difficult to steer, and he wouldn't recommend it to anyone. But nice try, though, Dad.
Look at the baby
very
in the
cool.
background.
And the kid is taking it.
That is epic.
If my dad built me something like this as opposed to a go-kart,
yeah, man. That's super dad points right
that's
there.
It.
Dad goals
the pressure's on.
Very
Maybe
cool.
the snake eating a snake yesterday freaked you out. So let's move to a farmer in Australia that could do with a few more snakes on his farm. He thought he was discovering a couple of rats or mice, disturbed them, and then the entire ground started to shake. You think he's got a vermin problem? I don't know.
Is this at his house?
That's his farm, yeah.
Luckily it's on his farm.
The cat's away, clearly. The cats are away.
It's it's his pets.
As die kat weg is, is die muis baas.
Daar sê it's a pet mice pen right there.
Listen, which hashtag or videos or stories have caught your attention this morning online? Of course, share them with us. Yeah, you got that. Share them with us on Facebook and on Twitter using our official hashtag Expresso Show. Come on, bro.
That's awesome.
It was a dad joke. Anyway, this is Thursday morning. We welcome Cape Town-based duo Alt Ego. These guys, we've loved them since they first appeared on the show, and you've loved them as well. And of course, they've grown throughout the years, and they bring with them new music right now, performing music from their debut album titled Alt Ego. Here they are performing Get Wild! Breakfast Show, Jody and Callum. Guys, what a way to start the morning, right?
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Oh, wow. So the collaboration with Amy Chasson worked out very, very well, apparently.
Going fantastically.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
How did Get Wild come around? I mean, when we first saw you guys, it was more about the combination of the classic guitar and the classic violin, and now it's just taken on a whole new persona, even the hair. Right?
Yes, this along with the focus of the new album, which is very much dance and house focused, using classical music of old. So yes, Get Wild came up from a little tour in Southeast Asia.
Oh my word!
We tried to sneak into a party and we didn't get it right. So it was a wild experience, and
we were in the jungle as
well.
We
were literally in the jungle.
That's epic, man! And then it brought out this kind of music, man. We love it. So
Indeed.
the whole album consists of a vibe like this.
Correct. It's similar and yes, dancey, very different acoustic element, hence the new name Alt Ego.
Oh man, I'm loving it so much, and I'm hoping that you're loving it too at home. Let us know what you thought about that performance, Get Wild by Alt Ego on your Feel Good Breakfast. So let us know on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, and we'll see these guys a bit later.
Let's quickly take a look at your news headlines for your Thursday morning in your national news. The Social Security Agency of South Africa, SASSA, has stressed in a briefing to Parliament that using the SA Post Office as an interim distributor of welfare grants would help to secure beneficiaries' data. According to SASSA, government would be using its own infrastructure, and the Post Office is more than equipped to handle payments as it already has sophisticated payment infrastructures and experience. The embattled agency was reporting to the Portfolio Committee on progress towards phasing out the services of Net1's subsidiary Cash Paymaster Services and taking over the grant payment itself. Then President Jacob Zuma has says that delayed revisions to South Africa's mining charter, which sets industry targets for black ownership and participation in the sector, will be published and become law in the next few weeks. The mining industry has complained that it has not been consulted enough about the revisions and that South Africa's mining industry is losing badly needed investment as a result. The government last week said the revisions, which were expected in March, have been approved. In your international news this morning, a powerful vehicle bomb has hit the diplomatic area of the Afghan capital, Kabul, killing at least 80 people and injuring 350. It struck near Zanbek Square in the heavily fortified zone, with civilians said to be the main casualties. The Taliban have denied carrying out the attack, and there has been no word so far from so-called Islamic State. Both groups have been behind recent attacks in the country. And then the Vatican has announced that it has scrapped tentative plans for Pope Francis to make a visit this year to South Sudan, which has been hit by civil war, famine and refugee crisis. Vatican spokesman Greg Burke says the trip was not for this year, however did not say when it might now take place. Burke did not give a reason for the cancellation of the plans, but Vatican and church sources said that it was a combination of security concerns and of logistics. That's where we leave your news headlines for now. Right now, Graham is standing by with your sports.
We start our Global Sports Watch with junior rugby, and the junior Springbok squad scoring a try in the final minute of the game to earn a 23-all draw with France in the Under-20 Rugby Championships yesterday. So by that scoreboard at 23-21 to France after the final hooter, Kerwin Bosch, who of course has been included in the senior box squad this year, successfully kicked the conversion to save his side from a first-round defeat. Some other results from the day saw England crush Samoa by 74 points to 17. New Zealand brushed aside Scotland with a 42-20 victory, while Italy, they just edged out to Ireland 22-21. Then the first match of the PSL promotion playoffs took place yesterday, and it saw Stellenbosch FC and Baroka FC sharing the spoils in a 2-all draw in Cape Town. Stellenbosch had to come back from a goal down in each half to see them earn a point as they look to play PSL football next season. That next playoff encounter taking place this Saturday as Black Leopards tackle Stellenbosch FC in Limpopo. Then on a grander scale, finally the question has been answered. Arsene Wenger has signed a 2-year contract extension with Arsenal despite his side finishing the season outside the top 4 for the first time in 20 years. The announcement comes 4 days after the Gunners won their 13th FA Cup title thanks to that 2-1 victory over Chelsea at Wembley Stadium. Wenger has won 16 trophies in his 21-year spell at the London club, and that includes 3 English League Cups. And then on to tennis. The king of clay, Rafa Nadal, moved on to the final round of Roland Garros, or third round rather, of Roland Garros yesterday after wrapping up a straight sets victory over Robin Haas. Haas disappointingly ending the match with a double fault, handing Nadal a pretty simple-looking 6-1, 6-4, 6-3 victory as he searches for his unbelievable 10th French Open title. Some other results from the day saw victories for defending champ Novak Djokovic, Grigor Dimitrov and Venus Williams. And that's where we leave our sport for now.
Well, let's take another look at your roads. We start off in Gauteng and Bedfordview. On the N3 highway northbound, there's been an accident that's in the left lane before the Galulis interchange. So you can expect queuing traffic from Elands interchange. If you're in Fairland, there's also been an accident on the N1 highway that's just before the Bay of Nudia Drive exit. So you can also expect a couple of delays in that area. In Durban this morning in Chatsworth, there are some delays on the M1 Hegerson highway eastbound. That's heading towards the N2 highway interchange. That's where we leave your traffic for now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Kom ons kyk vinnig na jou weer op jou goed voel donderdagoggend en dit lyk of meeste dele van die land lekker koel oggendtemperature kan verwag. Dit se bewolk wees langs die kusgebiede, maar mooi weer en warm vir die noordoostelike binneland vandag. Polokwane begin op 6 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 23, Mbombela 7, 27, Pretoria 6 vanoggend en styg na 23 grade, Johannesburg 4, 21, Mahikeng 4, 23, Klerksdorp 1 graad minimum, dit styg na 21, Kimberley 5, 22, Bloemfontein 'n ronde 0 grade minimum, lekker koud, maar 'n warmer 21 later. Richards Bay 12, 26, Pietermaritzburg 9, 24, Durban kicking off on 16 this morning, reaching a maximum of 25, Mthatha 7, 25, East London 14, 22, Cradock 7, 26, Port Elizabeth 12, 20, George kicking off on 10 degrees a minimum with a maximum of 18, Sutherland 9, 21, Cape Town 8, 20, Worcester starting off on 6 this morning and a mild 24 later, Springbok 12, 28, and Uppington on a 9 degrees minimum, reaching a maximum of a warm 26 degrees. That's a wrap of your temperatures for the 7 o'clock bulletin. I'm back in an hour's time just after 8 o'clock. I'll run you through those temperatures once again.
I'm going to give you a quote right now that will hopefully really hit home. Care for us and accept us as we are all human beings. A quote from a little South African made famous, of course, because of his work as a child AIDS activist. I'm talking about Nkosi Johnson. He passed away 16 years ago today at the age of just 12 years old from HIV. We thought we'd share some interesting and amazing facts to celebrate the life of a humanitarian hero and just an incredible young soul on this Thursday morning.
Well, for our Throwback Thursday, the first thing we want to highlight was that Nkosi was a fighter and survived longer than his second birthday, which is unusual in HIV-infected babies. Yeah. Now, at the time of his death, he was the longest surviving child born with HIV in the country. And did you also know that he was awarded the first Kids' Rights Foundation's International Children's Peace Prize in Rome for supporting the rights of children with HIV and AIDS?
Now, I think his big moment happened in July back in 2000 when he addressed the 16,000 delegates and, in fact, the entire world with his story at the 13th International AIDS Conference in Durbs. His legacy continues now through Nkosi's Haven, which houses HIV-positive mothers and children. And I can remember that year having to write a short, just one paragraph about this amazing man's life and how torn up I was, looking at how desperately we needed that voice then and how desperately we need that voice now. So please, let's not forget the legacy of this incredible young South African, Nkosi Johnson.
Well, why don't you let us know who your South African hero is? Let us know your thoughts using your hashtag Expresso Show and Throwback Thursday.
Well, thanks so much for the tribute, guys. Jano Mokhaitso akore la tlebo fu for bona mafara tlhatla abu itapoloso kampo yone Twitter. And right now, South African music lovers and lovers of Bastille are so excited because news broke yesterday that they'll be coming back again to South Africa to perform 3 shows. This after they performed to sold-out crowds and mad reviews last time that they were here in 2014. And even the band themselves went ahead and tweeted and said, "We're massively excited to be back to South Africa this October for shows in Cape Town, Joburg and Durban. Tickets go on sale tomorrow, but this was tweeted yesterday, so the tickets are going on sale today, and you can catch them in Cape Town on the 4th of October, in Durban on the 6th, and then in Johannesburg the very next day on the 7th of October. Even people in the Jacaranda start are very, very excited there. You can see a Bastille is coming to South Africa. Here they are. Well, the details are all over there. Every radio station just raving about it, and it's good to know that the band are also fans of their fans here in South Africa. So hashtag Bastille is trending right now. Share your thoughts with us using hashtag Expresso Show.
I'll never forget when Bastille were here. I went and introduced myself. I was laying it on thick, trying to impress this international band. And then the real band walked in and I realized I've been talking to the roadies for about 20 minutes. The roadies have never felt so awesome. Well, we take you into the wild on a Tuesday, and in lieu of that, we're going to help you survive in the wild with some awesome tech.
Yeah, and talking about tech, we're going to show you what happens when you combine extreme sports and technology. Oh, they're interesting. That's and more after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're live on this Thursday morning. Thank you so much for joining us. You remember last week when we were talking about tech, we spoke about something called WannaCry, which saw hackers holding your data for ransom and had people shivering in their boots. But today we're talking about a completely different kind of hacker altogether, aren't we?
Absolutely, my man. Now, we all use tech throughout the day, it's no secret, but adventurer Andy Kutmeyer will be using tech for his survival. Now, Kutmeyer's new obsession is to go into some of the most remote places on Earth and survive with an arsenal of tech gadgets, and he's literally hacking nature, so to speak.
Yeah, we're talking no food rations, no water purifiers or mosquito repellents or nets, nothing. So Kutmeyer is literally trying to MacGyver his way through sticky situations using his expertise as a tech fundi. He's made a mosquito trap using a metal coil and a digital camera. Like, how does that even compute? He made a compass apparently out of laptop parts, and he even made a hydroelectric generator using a nearby river to power a light bulb.
Oh my goodness.
My man,
that is like next level survival right there. Now, he says that his love for exploration started when he was helping to repair equipment for field biologists, and he hopes that he's inspiring others to be prepared when venturing out into the wilderness, because anything can happen, dude.
Absolutely. So put yourself in that kind of scenario and tell us on social media if you were stranded somewhere out there in the wilderness. Which 3 gadgets you'd take with you to kind of survive and make your way through, you know, those sticky kind of situations. And of course, for the latest in tech, stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Hashtag Expresso Show.
Like, I don't know. For one, like, imagine you're in the wild and you have a camera and a laptop. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I just take my tablet so I can sit there and watch Netflix and cry. Just spend your afternoon looking for a signal. That's pretty much it.
But listen, we're sticking to things extreme and technological. Here's a question for you. What happens when you combine extreme sports, a brave athlete, and the latest cutting-edge technology? Well, nothing short of a visual masterpiece, that's for sure.
Mountain biking trails are designed to test a rider's agility and navigation skills, tough enough in daylight. French mountain biking champion Loic Bruni is the first rider to complete a course at night with a drone lighting his way.
The idea sounded good. I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, it's very hard nowadays to innovate when you do videos, and you have these people like Semenek, they do some crazy tricks, but in downhill it's pretty hard, and I thought it will be sick to do that. Yeah, so technically it's a little bit sketchy sometimes because the light is above me and then the drone follows me down the track, and sometimes the light moves and the trees are really like, you can see massive shadows on the track and they're moving. So all your marks are gone, and I know the track perfectly, but still when I ride it, I'm like, whoa. Sometimes I'm just really surprised.
The night chase video was made by director Adrian Picard, who created the drone lighting specifically for the project.
First challenge was to find a rider, and Loic was like really down to do it. I mean, he was curious. So yeah, the main challenge was to lead, well Loic and to follow him. So the pilot of the drone who lights, have to understand exactly where Loic goes, and tries to keep the same speed and tries to lead him, not too much from the front or too much from the back, because otherwise there will be some really bad shadows, and it could be really dangerous because you can go from perfectly lit as daylight to nothing.
It took 3 nights of filming to create the video, with Loic and the crew starting at 3 a.m. But it showed incredible mountain biking skill and produced a visual feast of light and shadow.
So I think one of the biggest barriers a lot of us share living an active lifestyle are our own excuses. Maybe we are struggling to balance work and family. I'm certainly struggling to balance that at the moment. Maybe you've got a knee or a shoulder injury. I've got one of those as well. And you don't want to exercise out of fear of aggravating that injury again.
Mm-hmm. Well, now you can work out, get fit and blast through those excuses with BodyTech.
So BodyTech, they have committed to a full body workout in just 20 minutes. This is definitely something I'm going to have to experience firsthand before I can truly believe it. It's where science meets technology meets exercise, a new frontier I'm very excited about. Let's see if I'm as enthusiastic when I walk out after my session.
Besides the convenience of a full-body workout in 20 minutes once a week, BodyTech also excels in offering exercise benefits to all ages and fitness levels.
Alex, I have to say, very excited about this. I've watched Ewan and Zoe be put through their paces. I have to say, from my perspective, a full-body workout in 20 minutes does seem almost too good to be true. How are you guys able to achieve this through BodyTech?
Basically, what happens is the entire body activates simultaneously. So the activation principles, actually, even though the armbands are round, they're still going to go down, pretty much into the forearm, into the shoulder. Exactly the same with the legs as well. And that obviously happens inside the entire jacket, torso area, the lower back, upper back, lower back, and that is basically the type of activation which you're going to be looking at.
So who would you say is your focused clientele? Who typically walks through these doors?
So the 20-minute factor once a week is obviously going to be the biggest appeal. So busy business people, family-oriented people who don't have the time to go to the gym. Athletes, brilliant for athletes, just down to the actual activation principles. Elderly adults, now someone maybe even over the age of 65. EMS has been used in rehabilitation for quite a long time. Mostly used for physiotherapy, more for rehabilitation and sort of pain relief. So in truth, there's a big scope that we can actually work with.
All right, enough procrastinating. I'm quite excited about this now, man. So where do I begin? Where do I get started?
Cool. Okay, so we're going to hand you over to Nadia, who's going to be taking you through your just initial build-up to the session. And that's where the fun starts.
I've suffered a few serious sports injuries in recent years, but EMS training works with individuals with past injuries to build muscle strength without straining their joints.
As one of the most experienced trainers in the biz, what can I expect from this workout?
What you can expect is a whole body EMS workout, training all the major muscle groups simultaneously. So you'll have 8 different sets of electrodes on your body.
Ooh. In
the vest you have lower, upper and lats on the back side. Abdominals, chest. We have arms, legs and a glute belt. Right. It is wet to conduct through the outfit and to your skin.
So Yusri, I have to ask, as someone who's been coming now for 2 years, what have you gotten out of your BodyTech training?
I came as an occasional jogger wanting to convert myself
into a marathon runner, running a qualifying marathon and doing comrades. In my assessment of my condition, it was clear I was not strong enough. So I came here to strengthen my body. I was trying to train my core and my upper body. Unintended consequence is that my quads became so strong and my glutes was just incredible. If you can get your alignment right and you activate your glutes, I've just become so much stronger up heels. So the strength from BodyTech was incredible.
Sessions are tailor-made for each person, and one can choose to work specific weak muscles, alleviate problems like back pain, or work towards specific fitness goals.
The reason for me starting BodyTech training was mainly because of the time-saving component. What I've gained from BodyTech, I would say, is firstly, I've lost a few kilograms. I've actually lost a few centimeters. It got me going again, it got me motivated. I actually started running again and I feel better, I feel healthier. It's always a fun session and you walk out feeling good and feeling that it's just been a great 20 minutes.
Well done.
Beautiful. Well done. And all pro, yeah, it took like a 10. I love the fact, and I was admittedly a non-believer when I walked in here. The idea of getting an entire body workout just seemed almost impossible, certainly not in 20 minutes. I now believe this is something I'm going to incorporate into my training regime once, maybe even twice a week if I'm brave enough. But that was phenomenal. I'll even crank it up a few notches next time round. Oh man, I know you were put through your paces. You kept looking at me with this evil glint in your eye. Oh, I can't wait. It was really, really cool. And I have to thank the BodyTech team because it allowed me to kickstart my exercise again. And it's been amazing to see what I've been able to achieve. I had quite a serious shoulder injury going into that. Well, a lot of scar tissue, and I've been struggling to train that part of my body. What a great way to work around that. Really, really cool. So the awesome thing here is that we return on a very exciting note because 2 lucky viewers have now won yourselves 10 free sessions at BodyTech, valued at 4,500 Rand. Gives me great pleasure to announce Nick Yaluris and Maggie van der Villen.
Congratulations.
Guys, you are our winners.
That's right. Well, you know what? You can reach your goals, and we have no doubt that you will reach your fitness goals as well. Well, you know what? Also, that you can still give BodyTech a go, and we highly recommend you do. So if you visit their site, you're able to sign up for a once-off trial session at a reduced rate, and you can find all of those details on their homepage. That's at bodytech.co.za.
Brilliant stuff. Janu Mugayetso, kom ons ook dit hele botlhokwa tota ruri baie belangrike dag môre, Ewan. International Doughnut Day. Can you believe it? And after the break, we speak to the kings and the masters of the art of doughnuttery. Dunkin Donuts.
Doughnuttery.
Yes.
Doughnuttery, I like that. Listen, and then while you have your donut, why not head to the movies? Because Wonder Woman is releasing at New Metro. And yeah, we're going to get the roundup from JP. Man, it looks awesome.
Donuts at movies are a great idea.
Not bad.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome to it, your Feel Good Breakfast Show, live on SABC3. This is Expresso. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, food holidays, they're more than just an excuse to indulge in delicious treats. There's always a story behind the celebrations, and in this case, an iconic historical event. Friday, the 2nd of June, which is tomorrow, yes, is Doughnut Day, a holiday celebrated by donut lovers all over the world. And who better to tell us about the significance of Doughnut Day other than Thami Mazana, who's the brand, or Mazana rather, the brand manager of Dunkin Donuts. Donuts South Africa. Thank you very much for being here with us, my brother. How are you this morning?
Thank you for having me. I'm good, and yourself?
I'm very, very thrilled to have you here telling us about International Donut Day and exactly where this idea came about. Where did it all start?
That's a really good question. So it actually started in 1938 by the Chicago Salvation Army.
Yeah?
They wanted to pay homage to all the females who were handing out free donuts to all the soldiers during World War I to boost the morale.
Wow.
So it's quite an awesome day for us, and we wanted to tap into that spirit, and we thought we'll also boost everyone's morale by giving out free donuts.
1938. I had no idea it came from such a long way back. And of course, speaking about giants in the donut business, that is exactly what you guys are as Dunkin' Donuts. The name says it itself. But tell me about what it is that makes Dunkin' Donuts so distinct as a brand.
Well, like you said, it's the name. We are well-renowned for our donuts, but we also recognize as being a global coffee leader and coffee excellence.
Yeah.
We actually sell roundabout annually 1.9 billion cups of coffee around the world, which is quite an achievement for us. We also, there's about 20,000 ways that you can order your favorite cup of coffee around the world, which is quite an interesting stat. We also put a lot of resources and time in making sure that we always give you the best cup of coffee when we serve it to you.
Yeah, and of course, as with any food holiday or holiday, you always need to make plans. So people out there want to know how they're going to go about celebrating International Donut Day. So what can they expect from you tomorrow?
So tomorrow, all the early risers, the first 30 in the queue, will get a free ring donut and a freshly brewed cappuccino. And if you're not an early riser, you don't miss out. You can get a free ring donut with any coffee beverage purchase that you do, that you make.
Fantastic stuff. And I see you've brought... Are these some of your favorite donuts that you've brought?
Yes.
What have you brought with you?
So today is the day we've launched our winter range, which is, as you can see over here, this is our blueberry heart-shaped donut. And this is our Bavarian winter, which has got our signature Bavarian cream. And these are our icy and snow ring donuts. They're quite delicious and good tasting.
What's your personal favorite?
My personal favorite has to be the blueberry snowflake.
Yeah?
Yeah. Before that, it was the Boston cream.
Oh, man. All of it just sounds so amazingly delicious. But thank you so much for bringing us news of International Donut Day that we all will be celebrating tomorrow. So make sure that you head down to a store near you. Be one of those first to catch your delicious cup of coffee and a scrumptious donut while you're at it. And then, of course, share your Donut Day pics on the Expresso Show Facebook page using #DunkinSA. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
Do I get one of these?
You can
I didn't
dig
do this
in.
interview for free, so I just...
You can dig in.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll take this.
JP, I don't know about you, man, but I'm starving after that, man. After all those donuts. And we just said that donuts and movies, they actually make a great combination.
Maybe there's
we
a
should
future.
take that forward. There's definitely a future for that. But talking about movies, finally Wonder Woman lands on your cinema screens tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. Gal Gadot, she's kitted out with her sword, her shield, and her lasso of truth. JP's here is going to tell us a little bit more about it. But first, here's a sneak peek.
Harder. You're stronger than this, Diana. Again. Never let your guard down. You expect a battle to be fair! A battle will never be fair!
All right, well, that looks like my daily sparring session, I'm just saying.
To the guy stuck on a couch, thank you.
Anyways, JP, thanks for joining us, man. Wonder Woman, man, that looks epic.
Yeah, I think that it's a long time coming for a lot of fans. This is... since 2010, there have been 40 or so superhero movies, and this would be the first one with a female lead. And I think since 2000, it's about 70 superhero movies, and there were 2. The other one was Elektra, which we'll rather not talk about. That wasn't so good. Wonder Woman, however, I've got to say right off the bat, I was really pleasantly surprised by Gal Gadot. I think she didn't get a fair enough shake in Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
It was sort of quite short there. It was a minor kind of
towards the end there, yeah.
But she does really nicely in this. The story being, the reason why she jumped off into the ocean like a crazy person there was that Chris Pine is a World War I soldier who crashes his plane into the ocean just off a magical and mysterious and hidden island, Themyscira. And she jumps in to rescue this guy, and she learns that there's this huge war going on out there between all the nations of the world, World War I specifically, we're talking about here, and takes it upon herself to say, actually, Chris, you misunderstand. Steve Trevor is the name of the character.
Okay.
It's Ares behind this. It's not the Germans who you're fighting. So she says that it is the duty of Amazons, which she is, this mythological creature, to defeat Ares and stop all war all over the world once and for all. So she joins him, and he's sort of not convinced. He's like, okay, how do I just make it clear to you this is strictly just a war front lines in Germany and America and the UK and whatnot. She's convinced it's like deeply mythological and whatnot. That's the story behind it.
But it looks like she's giving a solid performance just by looking at the screen right now. It looks like she really took this role on board and she ran with it.
You can see that she must have trained her butt off.
Absolutely.
And I mean, to affect that's no computer effects, by the way. No, I lie. What I really liked about her is that there's this strange feeling that she feels like an alien in our world, and it's not too over the top, like, ooh, what is a camera? What is a car? Kind of thing. She's quite laid back in this new sort of strange world that she's in, and has a lot of sort of charisma and how can I put it? A bit like Thor.
Yeah.
All powerful, but sort of naive in a very lovable kind of way.
Okay.
But she owns it in her own specific way.
Well, it looks good, man. We can't wait to see it. How many popcorns, brother? Let's see.
I've got to say, I'm afraid, as an origin movie, it doesn't, check all the boxes, and the story doesn't necessarily make sense at times, but as an action movie, as a popcorn movie, 6 out of 10 is not bad.
Okay, awesome.
Probably the best one of the DC universe at the moment, especially considering Batman vs Superman.
6 out of 10 popcorns. We'll let you be the judge of that. Thank you so much,
Yes,
JP. Go and enjoy a whole box of popcorn. Wonder Woman. Catch it, of course, at your nearest New Metro Cinema this weekend.
Find the best entertainment at New Metro Cinemas. It's your scene.
So with the winter months now definitely upon us, I think everyone's looking for that cuddle. Being warm is certainly first and foremost on our minds. And what better way to do that than by cuddling up with your favorite duvet? And with us in studio, we have Devon Currer from Mis Lyn Fine Linen to tell us a little bit more about, yes, you guessed it, duvets. And I'm feeling quite comfy here in the corner with my duvet, man. I'm loving it.
Thank you very much for having me.
Awesome.
Well, you know what? I've heard people talk about winter duvets and summer duvets. I know we're going into winter. Is it worth having different duvets for different seasons?
Well, unless you're lucky enough to have climate control in your house, certainly. Summers can be 20, winters can be 0 in Cape Town and most of the other parts of the country. So we sell a multitude of different duvets for the different seasons. So this, for instance, is the summer weight cotton duvet. It's thin, it's light, it's meant for summer, but you're going to wash it and pack it away right about now.
Okay.
The one that you're all wrapped up and sitting on over there is the winter weight duvet. So it's perfect for times like these up until around about October, November, when the summer starts to come back a bit.
I love the fact that it's not heavy. It's not going to completely smother you in your bed, but it does feel very warm,
fluffy and light.
Cozy.
That's the name of the
absolutely
game.
loving it. It's all about, I suppose, keeping that insulation there. I came across the term TOG, the TOG system. Am I even saying it right? What is that?
TOG rating is basically how to define how warm a duvet is going to be. So the lower end of the scale being a 4, which is what the summer weight is going to be, is the lightest type of duvet that you can get. 15, 12, 13, somewhere around there is the winter weight sort of category. So that's what that one would be. And it basically, how they work out what a TOG rating is the ability of a duvet to keep a warm object as long as it can be warm,
Okay.
So in a crude manner, they take a warm object, they put it under the duvet, and they measure in time how long it takes for it to cool down. The longer it takes, the warmer the TOG, the higher the TOG it's going to be. So that's your winter weight definition. Obviously, it won't take very long for it to cool down under this, which is a light duvet, which is a 4 TOG.
Visions people being sent out into the snow with nothing but a duvet. Go and test the TOG rating. Awesome, man.
Yeah. Listen, I love my duvet, but what's the best way to clean a down duvet?
Okay,
So it's not
well,
easy.
ducks Geese, the filling of which, they live on the water, so it can be machine washed. But always have a look at the washing instructions. That's a label on the side. Never exceed 40 degrees, because that could also involve shrinkage of the cotton which it's encased in. So just like clothing, if you wash it too hot, it could shrink. So always take care of the duvet in terms of following the washing instructions, and do it on a sunny day, because if you're going to use it later that evening, you're going to want it to be dry. If you let it dry overnight, it could develop a bit of a smell. But if you do it during the day, find a nice warm sunny day in winter and hang it on the line, let it dry naturally.
Oh, so much of what you said has made so much sense to me now. I've made a few mistakes in my time with my duvet. I apologize, duvet. But you can make sure that you find the duvet that is best suited for you and your home and your needs. And whether you use one duvet all year round or change duvets for different seasons, having the capacity to wash these items is made easy, of course, with a Hisense top loader and Omo Auto Liquid. Here are some tips on how to best wash your winter warmers.
It's winter time, which means it's also time to take out those extra duvets and warm blankets to keep yourself cozy throughout the winter months. Fortunately, the top loader has the capacity to keep your winter warmers fresh throughout the colder season. Claire, what types of duvets can be washed in a washing machine?
That really depends on your duvet and the size of your machine. It's very important to check the care label on your duvet to see if you can put it into your machine for a wash.
And how full should one load the machine with a heavier load like this to ensure that it's thoroughly cleaned?
I wouldn't load the machine too full. You want your duvet to get a good wash. So particularly for larger loads, don't overload the machine.
And how much detergent should we use with a load like this?
I would usually use 1 capful per load, depending on how dirty your items are.
Liquid detergent is convenient to use. Simply pour it into the dosing area of the machine. It dissolves immediately, removes stains faster, and rinses out easily.
I hope these helpful tips will make sure that you stay warm this winter.
Well, still a lot on its way to you on your Feel Good Thursday morning. If you want to be part of one of the world's biggest pop-up art galleries, then here's your chance. The Rotary Arts Festival kicks off today. We'll bring you more info in just a bit.
Yeah, and speaking of large scale, the second biggest tea brand in the world, Tetley, has just introduced green tea into their range. And after the break, we find out exactly what the big buzz is around green tea.
back to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. It's the 1st of June. It's time for us to find out what our Hollywood stars have been up to.
Yeah, very, very good news out of Hollywood. Emmy Rossum tied the knot earlier this week, and the first photos have finally been revealed. You want to see them? There they
Yes,
go.
I would love to see
Take
them.
a look at that lovely, beautiful, splendid. The actress
that
with
all
Mr.
those
Robot
flowers.
creator Sam Esmail in a very intimate ceremony in New York City that was attended by some Hollywood celebrities, which included her fellow Shameless cast members. And I think she looked absolutely gorgeous. What did you make of that dress, Zoe?
Well, I was just looking at her makeup. The fact that she was wearing makeup and her hair was brushed, she looked beautiful.
No, look at that. That is a custom-made Carolina Herrera gown that featured hand-beaded details and a lace train as well. And here's the cool fact about these two is that they started dating in 2013, got engaged in 2015, and got married in 2017, which makes them quite an odd couple.
Oh, wow, how's
Literally.
that? Yeah.
2019 could be baby year.
Yeah, there we go. 2 years later, who knows? But a very big congratulations to them, and may they live happily ever after. Kinders Beduseina. But anyway, here's other good news that we can reflect on right now. Just days after the tragic bombing at her concert in Manchester, Ariana Grande has announced that she will be taking to the stage again. And Ariana is planning a concert in aid of the victims of the attack for all the other attendees to enjoy a proper experience there. So she'll also be joined by the likes of Justin Bieber, Coldplay, Miley Cyrus, Katy Perry, and Pharrell Williams, who will also be performing. And the proceeds will go to everyone who was affected by the tragic event. I think
That's
that
a
is
stellar
amazing.
lineup.
I love that. I mean, that is a concert and a
That's
half.
incredible, and I'm pretty sure they will make sure security is extra strict with this concert and every other concert going forward.
Goodness, wow, yeah. I mean, what a brave artist she is herself, going back and deciding to do this again. Because you can only imagine that, you know, she must be shaken up a little
Absolutely,
bit. But
man.
yeah, I hope everyone enjoys it there and that everyone is safe. It's going to be taking place this weekend in England.
And I'm so glad that all these big names threw their weight around behind it as well. Which is
Absolutely.
amazing, man. Yeah.
Good news.
That is how you spend the hashtag Confefe Thursday.
Confefe.
We love it. We love it. Listen, if you're into arts, you can be part of the world's biggest pop-up art gallery. You can also partake in figure drawing workshops or printmaking demo, and that is all taking place at this year's Rotary Arts Festival. And our very own Brett met up with South African artist Stefan Smit to really embrace his inner Picasso and find out a little bit more.
Art can be a great way to express yourself, but for one young South African artist, it is far more than just about expression. It has become his passion. Stefan Smit can pretty much create any art piece using oil paints or spray painted murals. He is currently making massive waves in the local art scene, and today I get to find out what inspires this young creative and perhaps challenge him to a paint-off. So this is where the magic happens?
Yeah, this is where everything happens except for the mural work, obviously.
Awesome. So how did you get consumed into this world of art?
So it actually started from quite a young age when someone offered me some chappies in exchange for my artwork. And I decided from a young age that if I was able to start bartering my work for sweeties, that I might be able to do this over a long period of time. Although I actually initially started my career studying music and then decided that that wasn't what I wanted to go into. So instead, as a natural transition, then went into the art world.
So I like to think I've got a creative bone in my body. How about you challenge me to a paint-off?
Okay, done, let's do it.
I don't think you know what you're in for.
Oof. The challenge for today is that we're going to be using charcoal and we've got 10 minutes to try and capture each other's likeness. Are you ready?
I mean, how hard can this be?
Go.
So what inspires you in your work?
Either music or artwork that I really enjoy or admire, along with a lot of local and international artists that I really look up to. Basically anything that moves me to emotion.
So you frequently shown your work at the Rotary Art Festival. How did you get connected with that festival?
It came about from a drawing class that I still go to actually in Parkhurst that happens once a week. And I was lucky enough to be asked to participate 3 years ago, so this is actually my third show now. My go-to process, I don't really have one because obviously, as you can see now, it changes from time to time. But when it comes to a client, what I like to do is tailor my work to each and every person that I deal with. So I always try and tackle each project with a fresh outlook, trying to make sure that what I do is specifically personal to each and every person that I deal with.
What would you say is your favorite art piece or artwork that you've worked on?
I think I'd have to say that it was the piece that I painted in Dubai in 2016. Being asked to go to a private clinic and do a painting in their main lobby. That was definitely probably the most memorable piece I've ever painted.
Why do you think festivals like the Rotary Arts Festival are so important for young South African artists?
The show is fundamentally important for allowing people to show their work, and obviously getting your work to as many people as possible is something that's incredibly important.
So what advice would you give to other young South African artists or aspiring artists?
I've often had opportunities in the past that maybe haven't come through, and persevering through it and just having the goal to keep working and keep pushing, I think is something that's definitely helped me in pushing my career further. So if I had any advice to give, it would be just to keep pushing regardless of what people think or say. All right, Brett, pencils down.
Ha! I'm happy with this.
Lovely, let's see.
I am happy with this. I think I've got it. I think I may have won. Ta-da!
It's fantastic. I think you definitely got my likeness. I've definitely got 2 eyes and a nose, so that's spot on.
All right, let's see your masterpiece.
Okie dokes. Now bear in mind that I've only had 10 minutes to do this, but I am actually incredibly proud of it, and I do feel as though I managed to get your likeness quite well.
No, I think I'm safe here.
Let's see what this other page has quickly. Oh, that's the one. Sorry.
Okay, I think you have definitely won this. Hands down, well done.
Thank you.
I think I should leave the artistry to the artists. But if you would like to be inspired, you can visit the Rotary Arts Festival starting on the 1st of June until the 11th at Hyde Park. All right, so you won the charcoal challenge. Let's start painting. See what you got.
All right.
Brett, just put down that pencil, that paintbrush, let the professionals handle this, okay? Now, this year's Rotary Arts Festival has everything from portraits to prints, there's landscapes to etchings and multimedia to photography as well, and it's all happening, like Brett said, at the prestigious Hyde Park corner. From its opening today until Sunday, the 11th of June, the centre will be transformed and come alive into one huge art gallery, and the gallery for is just 10 days only, so make sure you don't miss out.
Oh, well, listen, thank you so much for that. Well, we're now turning our attention to a beverage. Now, the thing is, if you had to ask me what is the most consumed beverage in the world, well, can you take a guess? Is it water? Is it coffee? Maybe wine? Maybe your favorite soft drink?
Yeah.
Well, guess again, because will certainly blow your mind. The most consumed beverage in the world is actually tea. And joining us in studio this morning is Candice Sessions from Tetley Tea. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
I had no idea tea was the most consumed
You're
beverage.
so proud. My partner's an English girl, so I should have known this. I should have known that tea is the most consumed, but that is an amazing fact.
Yeah, it's enjoyed in every country in a variety of different forms, and yeah, it's just it soothes flagging spirits, and on a cold day it warms you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's soulful. I love that. Now, Tetley, we know that, for your black teas, that's where you really have that dominance in the market.
Yeah.
We've now introduced green tea, which Zoe, I keep finding lipstick marks on our...
I've been feeling it. I love green tea. There's just something about it that's so refreshing.
What was the rationale there to drive the green tea into the market like you have?
Well, Tetley's been around for generations. It was launched in 1837 in Britain, and it's now enjoyed in over 40 countries around the world. And since it's been on the South African markets, it's really grown from strength to strength. Once people try it, they don't look back. They love it.
Yeah.
So we thought, people are becoming more aware of their health now, and they're trying to take a more proactive approach to their health. But it's not always easy to make healthy choices when you're cash-strapped and you're time-strapped.
Yeah.
We also know that South Africans love their tea, so we thought, what better way to help people make a healthy switch than by offering them a product that's packed with health benefits, that's affordable and that can fit easily into their daily lives.
Well, let's talk about some of these health benefits. Like, what can you highlight for us about green tea? Why is it so, a lot of people are loving it.
Well, green tea is made from unfermented tea leaves that are processed soon after harvesting, and that allows them to retain a lot of their natural health benefits. As a result, they're packed with antioxidants and other nutrients, so it really is a healthy choice.
Very exciting for the South African market. I think a lot of people wanting to know, when is Tetley Pure Green Tea going to be available and on our shelves here in South Africa?
So the exciting news is that it's already available in selected supermarkets in packs of 20s and 102. Ooh. So if you enjoy your green tea, you can opt for the bigger pack that will last you the whole month. And it's easy to spot on shelf from the fresh green box as well. So.
Well, with the new product, you always know that there's going to be a cool and exciting campaign. What have you guys got planned?
So we've got a magazine campaign planned with some sampling. So if you're not drinking green tea at the moment and you want to try it before you commit to buying a box, you can try a sample first. And then we've also got a Facebook competition running with Everlast Sportswear, where we're giving away 5 hampers to the value of 2,000 Rand each. So.
Wow. Hitting it from both angles, I love that. And I'm going to tell you, if you tried once, because I wasn't won over until every day we find ourselves a beautiful cup of tea, and the green tea is an awesome addition to the range. So stick around, because after the next ad break, our master tea blender, Jonathan Kelsey, is going to give me and you a masterclass in tea tasting.
Isn't it like as simple as just like lifting your
Look,
pinky?
I'm sure, but that's the big debate. I mean, just like wine tasting, there's a certain way you should go about tea tasting. So whether that pinky should be up or down, we're going to find that out after the break.
Put it down. Anyway, when we come back as well, we've got Old Eager, and they've also brought a little friend, Lakota Silver, in the house. They'll be performing for us. Stay tuned, don't miss out.
1, 2, hey. Stand up, yeah. Yeah. Cause I'm working on my beat flow. My friends, they call me loco, cause I'm riding on that solo. And me, that make my hero, so with effort at a 0. The boys that drive them crazy, cause my business rocks a daisy. And even those who hazy wouldn't stop to lazy. I've been thinking louder, how to make them prouder. And I've been reaching higher, just to bring the fire. Ooh, they call me crazy, crazy. Ooh, but they can shake me, hey. I'm holding up, showing them all what I got. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in on this beautiful Thursday morning, and it's about to get even better. We are joined in our kitchen by Master Tea Blender and Director of Tetley, Jonathan Kelsey, and he's going to give us a masterclass on how to taste our tea. And you can see we've got our spoons ready for our tasting, which is interesting already. Jonathan, welcome. Man.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having
Jonathan, I have to ask you, rumor on the streets is you've ensured your taste, is it your taste palate, your taste buds?
Yeah, it's my taste buds, my tongue, my senses. It's insured for 5 million Rand.
What?
Did you really do that?
Yep.
That's incredible. Now
that's a confidence boost right there, dude. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah. How do you get into a career of, tea, essentially?
It was by chance, where I was, as a child, I was watching a TV program and I saw this bald guy with glasses tasting tea. And I thought, geez, that sounds quite interesting. I could maybe do that. And years later, I was looking for a new career in life, and I saw this advert in the newspaper saying, trainee tea taster wanted. I went for the position, I got it, and here I am today.
Well, clearly you've got the taste buds for it. I think that's a massive part of it. We know that where you source your tea is vitally important. Yes. I don't have to tell you that. Where is Tetley tea sourced?
The black tea is sourced from the African continent. It's from South Africa, Zimbabwe, Malawi, and Tanzania. And the The green tea we source from China and South Africa. So it's a really, really robust flavor, nice smoky character, and it really delivers the product.
Okay, so we are here to do a tea tasting. I thought it's all about, lifting the pink hair. But
And
how
I'm a
do
natural
you go
pinky
about
lifter. Well, I get teas all the time. Doesn't matter what I'm drinking, the pinky's up,
But how do you go about tasting tea? I've never done a tea tasting before.
So what we do, it's quite messy and noisy.
Okay.
So what we'll do first, we'll actually smell the aroma of the cup.
Okay.
You can maybe have a smell of that. Pass it round.
Is it? Oh, okay.
So that's the Rooibos that we're tasting, Lager Rooibos. That's been around since 1945. And this is Tetley blend,
so rich.
Which we've actually made for the South African palate. It's an all-African taste. It's like an English breakfast type of tea.
Yes,
I was going to say, when you say the South African palate, what do we like?
We like strong tea. South Africans like really strong tea. And that's what we drink today.
Now,
And
do
the green
you
tea.
get offended when people throw milk into the tea?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I actually drink my milk with milk and sugar sometimes. So all depends on how you like
yes, you
it.
can smell the green tea fresh.
Okay, so now when we taste,
so different.
We make a noise. So we
Okay.
actually take the tea up.
Oh, we slurp. Woo! Are we doing that?
We're going to do that. So now you're tasting.
By now you should know, so
And the Rooibos, the Lager Rooibos, you're tasting like a malty character coming through.
Half of it went back on the spoon.
Slurp it, girl. Slurp it.
Okay,
I barely heard a slurp.
on the black, you're going to get more bitter flavors coming through, so it's very astringent.
Give it some gas. So
Okay.
come on.
So slurp it right to the back of your palate.
You want to hit those olfactory senses as well? I'm going to say that's my best slurp.
And then the green, last but not least.
Wow. Just, I'm not getting
See what you mean when it's
full
messy.
slurp,
You really
baby,
get that robust character of the green tea. It's very, very sharp, very brisk, and very bright. Now that delivers the product.
This is incredible.
And the green tea you'd actually drink without milk.
Yeah.
Black tea you drink with milk or without milk. Rooibos with or without. It's about your choice.
Yeah.
So
I always find with black tea I prefer my milk and sugar,
Yes.
but with the others I prefer them as keen as
plain,
possible.
Oh, that's amazing to me. I mean, to taste the nuance in the difference is amazing to someone whose palate isn't tested like that. If I had to kind of put you on the spot here, do you have a favorite? What do you drink in the morning, or what's your go-to tea?
black tea.
Black
So
tea.
actually I drink Tetley tea in the morning and Rooibos during the day.
Okay. And then I've got a question. When you do when is tea at its best? Extremely hot, medium, cold? Because I find some cold teas, well, like I love my green tea slightly cold.
They talk about burning the tea if the water's too hot.
Yeah, that was the old style. When you used to have porcelain cups. So they'd actually put the milk in first. Now, in days gone by, the porcelain was as good quality. So if you didn't put the milk in first, the porcelain would crack. So it's a fallacy. When we taste tea, we always put the milk in last, because when we taste, you can actually see the colors of the once you add the milk, the colors of the tea actually changes. So good quality tea will go rosy or golden, depends on where it comes from, and a poor quality tea will go muddy brown.
Oh, wow.
very interesting.
You've filled our heads with unbelievable facts. I'm going to go and ensure my taste buds right now. So don't forget that Tetley green tea is now on the shelves today, along with some awesome competitions running. So make sure you go and grab a box. It's delicious and super, super good for you.
Well, time right now for us to get you moving on this Thursday morning. And very exciting news, our guest artist, Alt Ego, their self-titled debut album drops today, and it features a track with Lakota Silva. They're about to perform it right now called They Call Me Crazy. Let's go.
You ready?
Yeah!
Alt Ego. Lakota Silva. Yeah. Stand up. Stand up. South Africa, you ready? Let's go. Hey. OTA with that ALTE ego. But I ain't got no ego, cause I'm working on my B-flow. My friends, they call me loco, cause I'm riding on that solo. And me that make my hero, so with effort added zero. The boys that drive them crazy, cause my business right to Daisy. And even those who hazy wouldn't stop to call me lazy. I've been thinking louder, how to make them prouder. And I've been reaching higher, just to bring the fire. Ooh, they call me crazy, crazy. Ooh, but they can shake me, hey. I'm holding up. Watch him, I'm holding up, showing them all what I got. Hey. Yeah, boy.
Lakota Silver, they call me crazy, crazy. What was the classic number in that? That was in
The habanera.
Everyone was singing that at home. I bet you they were doing that. But listen, congratulations on the collab. It's sounding really, really cool. And the good news that the album is now available today on all reputable suppliers of online music. Please do visit them. What can people expect from the album?
You can expect a fusion of dance, house music, electric synths, a little bit of gypsy and classical music all infused into one.
Oh, brilliant stuff, man. Hard copies, can we get hard copies too?
Soon, yes. Soon will be available at the One and Only, and then we'll see later how it goes.
Excellent.
Yes.
And as far as social media is concerned, where can people follow you?
Alt Ego and Acoustic Element stays there, and then Lakota Silver.
Yeah. Beautiful stuff. And our social media, of course, is on your screen right now. Follow us to keep up to date with all the latest. And of course, these performances you can also catch on our YouTube channel, Expresso SABC. Nice one, guys. I know we felt it. They call you crazy.
Baie dankie. Kom ons kyk vinnig vir 'n laaste keer in jou nuushooftrekke op jou donderdagoggend in die nasionale nuus. Die maatskaplike sekuriteitsagentskap van Suid-Afrika, SASSA, het in 'n mededeling aan die parlement benadruk dat gebruik van die poskantoor as tussentydse verspreider van welsyntoelaas sal help om begunstigdes se data te beveilig. SASSA sê die regering sal in die proses van sy eie infrastruktuur gebruik maak en die poskantoor is uitstekend toegerus om betalings te hanteer omdat dit reeds oor betalingsinfrastrukture en ondervinding beskik. Die sukkelende agentskap het aan die portefeulje komitee verslag gedoen oor vorderinge met die uitfasering van die dienste van die Net One filiaal, Cash Paymaster Services en eie oorname van die toelaag-uitbetaling. Dan president Zuma sê die vertraagde wysigings aan die Suid-Afrikaanse mynhandves wat industriedoelwitte vir swart eienaarskap en deelname aan die sektor stel, sal binne enkele weke gepubliseer en gewettig word. Die mynindustrie het beswaar gemaak dat hy nie genoegsaam oor die wysigings gekonsulteer is nie en dat die Suid-Afrikaanse mynbedryf gevolglik broodnodige beleggings verloor. Die regering het verlede week gesê dat die wysigings in Maart verwag is, nou goedgekeur is. In die internasionale nuus vanoggend 'n kragtige voertuigbom wat in 'n Rooibos versteek was, het in die diplomatieke gebied van die Afghaanse hoofstad Kabul ontplof. Die meeste van die 80 mense wat omgekom en 350 wat beseer is, was burgerlikes. Dit het naby die Zandbakplein in 'n sterk beveiligde gebied gebeur. Die Taliban het ontken dat hy vir die aanval verantwoordelik was en die Islamitiese staat swyg ook oor die voorval. Albei groepe was vir onlangse aanvalle in die land verantwoordelik. En tenslotte die Vatikaan het bekend gemaak dat die voorlopige planne vir Paus Francis om later vanjaar besoek aan Suid-Sudan wat onder 'n burgeroorlog, hongersnood en 'n vlugtelingkrisis deurloop van die baan is. 'n Vatikaanse woordvoerder, Greg Burke, sê die reis was nie vir hierdie jaar beplan nie, maar het ook nie gesê wanneer dit nou sal plaasvind nie. Burke het nie 'n rede vir die kansellasie aangevoer nie, maar ingeligte bronne in die Vatikaan en die kerk sê dit is 'n kombinasie van bekommernis oor veiligheid en logistiek. Dit was jou nuushooftrekke op jou donderdagoggend vir jou goedvoel ontbytprogram.
We start our sporting recap with junior rugby and the junior Springbok squad scoring a try in the final minute of the game to earn a 23-all draw with France in the Under-20 Rugby Championships yesterday. So with the scoreboard at 23-21 to France after that final hooter had rung, Kerwin Bosch, who of course has been included in the senior box squad, successfully kicked the conversion to save his side from a first-round defeat. Some other results coming out of the day saw England crush Samoa 74-17, New Zealand brushing aside Scotland, with a 42-20 victory, while Italy just edged out Ireland 22-21. Then bringing it back home for football, the first match of the PSL promotion playoffs took place yesterday, and it saw Stellenbosch FC and Baraka FC sharing the spoils in a 2-2 draw in Cape Town. Stellenbosch had to come back from a goal down in each half to see them earn a point as they look to play in PSL football next season. That next playoff match takes place this Saturday as Black Leopards tackle Stellenbosch FC in Limpopo. Then on the international platform, finally answering that question, Arsene Wenger has signed a 2-year contract extension with Arsenal, despite his side finishing the season outside the top 4 for the first time in 20 years. The announcement comes 4 days after the Gunners won their 13th FA Cup title, thanks to that 2-1 victory over our championship side Chelsea at Wembley Stadium. So Wenger has now won 16 trophies in his 21-year spell at the London club, and that includes 3 English League Cups. And finally, the King of Clay, Rafa Nadal, moved on to the third round at Roland Garros yesterday after wrapping up what looked like a straight sets victory over, or rather simple straight sets victory over Robin Haas. Haas disappointingly ended the match with a double fault, handing Nadal a 6-1, 6-4, 6-3 victory as he searches for his unbelievable 10th French Open title. Some other results coming out of the day saw victories for defending champion Novak Djokovic, Grigor Dimitrov and Venus Williams. And that's where we leave our sport for now.
Well, let's take a final look at your traffic. We start off in Gauteng in Bayers Park. Now, on the N12 highway westbound, there's a stationary vehicle. It's in the left lane after Tom Jones Street exit, so you can expect some delays on that route. Then if you're in Durban in Newlands East on Queen Nandi Drive eastbound, there's also a stationary vehicle that's at the N2 highway interchange, so please be patient on that route. Dan in Kaapstad in Wynberg, daar stadige bewegende verkeer op die M3 hoofweg. Dis van Constantia Main en Princess Anne Laan. Wel, dis waar ons jou verkeer los vir vanoggend op jou Goedvoel ontbytprogram.
Kom ons kyk vir 'n laaste keer na jou weer op jou Goedvoel donderdagoggend en dit lyk of meeste dele van die land lekker koel oggendtemperature kan verwag. Dit bewolk wees langs ons kusgebiede, maar mooi weer en warm vir die noordoostelike binneland vandag. Polokwane skop af op 6 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 23. Mbombela 7:27, Pretoria 6:23, Johannesburg begin op 4 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 21. Mahikeng 4:23, Klerksdorp 1:21. Kimberley begin op 5 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 22. Lekker koud vir Bloemfontein vanoggend 0 grade minimum, maar dit styg na 21 later. Richards Bay 12:26, Pietermaritzburg 9:24. Durban kicking off on 16, reaching a high of 25 degrees, and Tata 7:25. East London 14:22, Craddock 7:26, Port Elizabeth 12:20, George 10:18, Sutherland 9:21, Cape Town 8:20, Worcester on 6 this morning, reaching a mild 24 degrees, Springbok 12:28, and Uppington kicking off on 9, reaching a maximum of 26. And that's a wrap of your weather here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Thursday morning.
Book on Travel Start. We will turn your guilt trips into good trips.
Well, time for us to connect with you on social media. We posted a picture of our 2 guys that performed for us, Alt Ego, asking you what did you think of their performance. I thought it was absolutely brilliant, and so did you. Delia says on our Facebook page, beautiful, classical touch makes all the difference. Fiona says, absolutely loved it. Put a spring in my step this morning. Thanks, guys. Graham says, absolutely brilliant. Love crossover music, bit of rock, bit of classical, a bit of everything. Hopefully they have a CD out. Well, yes, they do. It's launching today, so follow their page for all of those updates. I believe it's also available online already. But continue to connect with us on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Remember to use our hashtag Expresso Show.
Okay, so when last did you plan a great travel adventure? Probably not very long ago, because everybody thinks that a great holiday is going to break the bank. Well, think again, because Travel Start's visa-free Thailand special has return flights from 4,999 Rand, and they're valid for travel until the 30th of November. So to make your booking, visit travelstart.co.za and you could be jetting off to Bangkok or Phuket on your next travel adventure. Remember, this special is only until this Friday, so get booking.
So it's a Tuesday, and you know what that means. We take you into the wild, and for today, it's a metamorphosis. We are understanding the incredible, amazing world of butterflies, and we've got our crackpot team here, Ismat, joining us as well. It is going to be a very interesting discussion, so stick around.
Butterfly affair, indeed. And then we're going to help you approach ticks and fleas when it comes to your pets and how to make sure you properly care for our 4-legged friends.
Struggle with commitment? Before trying anywhere else, book on Travel Start. We will turn your guilt trips into good trips. Book flights from 499 Rand, only on travelstart.co.za.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Moget, soma dumikiao rago amogela lolotle on your feel-good breakfast show Expresso on SABC3. I mean, the man who needs zero introduction, but I will do so just for courtesy's sake. We know that it's that time of the year again when all foodies are doing a happy dance as the Good Food and Wine show approaches. And of course, we're here to give you a little bit of a pre-show taster with one of our favorite kitchen crooners and one of this year's celebrity chefs at the show, Jay Something. Yeah, come on, man. Yeah. He's here to show us what he's going to be cooking up, and he's making a deep-fried mac and cheese, a speciality of yours, Jay.
Oh, speciality. It's something that came up as a joke at home.
No way.
Because I had leftover mac and cheese at home. And then the next day I was like, what should I do with this? And then I thought, let me heat it up in the microwave. And I thought, nah, that's boring.
Yeah.
So I thought, why don't, because it was set in the fridge, so I could play with it, so I could cut it up and turn it into shape. So I cut it up into little squares. And then I didn't have breadcrumbs, and I thought, let me crumb it, but I didn't have breadcrumbs. But then I had a bag of chips.
No way.
So let me crush the chips. So
that's like student food right there. Dude.
And then I put it on, and then I wanted to put it on the menu at the restaurant. And folks were like, you can't put deep fried mac and cheese on the menu. And I put deep fried mac and cheese on the menu. And then I did, and now it's like one of our best sellers. People love them. You get
that is incredible.
On a board, and then.
Are you going to be showcasing this at the Good Food and Wine show?
No. I'm just doing. I'm going to be
just
doing.
For us.
I'm going to be doing something from the restaurant.
Okay.
But this is just for you guys, because I know you like healthy food, so I thought I'd make you this.
This is very healthy, isn't it? So take us through what we need quickly. So you've had your mac and cheese that you
luckily, this is TV, so they've made everything for me. But I think like people are like, oh my God, how do I make this? I'm like, do you know how to make mac and cheese? Yes, you do. Okay, cool.
Standard.
Make mac and cheese. The only thing that I think you can get creative is the type of cheeses that you use. So we use boerenkans, a bit of parmesan, and a bit of cheddar.
Yeah.
I love boerenkans with the cumin in. It's like really one of my favorite cheese. And then put it in the fridge overnight, let it set, and then once it's set, in the next day, cut it up into whatever shape you like.
Yeah.
And then crumb it with a bit of flour and egg wash. And then I use a certain type of chip at home.
It looks like my favorite. Hold on.
Yes.
Yes, boy. Yes, boy. That's
and
the
then,
one.
I use panko breadcrumbs, which I love. So yeah, that's it, man. There's no like science to this. This is my Michelin star chef dish here, right here.
You can't be using a title like that, man.
I'm joking.
Listen, tell me about what you're going to be doing at the Good Food and Wine show. What are you going to be showcasing? Are you going to be putting forth any of the recipes that you have at the restaurant?
Yes. So I'm cooking. I've got my whole team here.
Yep.
Which is going to be very exciting. And like my stuff is food from the restaurant. It's like bringing in singing, and I've got my guitarist from Mikasa on stage. So we're gonna be performing, fry this for a couple of minutes, sing a song, and.
Do you sing when you cook at home?
All the time.
Yeah,
man. All the time. I sing all the time. It's like a problem.
Does it influence the way that you make?
Well.
Like I'm just thinking, like I'm picturing Jay something in the kitchen making deep fried mac and cheese. He goes,
That's exactly the vibe. Yes. Yeah, I actually got asked the question yesterday if I listen to music,
Yeah.
and I listen to music while I cook, I listen to music, I sing. So yeah,
awesome, dude.
Music plays a good role in this.
And great to have you here with us,
thank
man.
you,
Listen,
man.
you
I
at home can
appreciate
SMS the keyword pasta to 33728 to receive the link to the recipe and, of course, the ingredients so you can make this on your own. But listen up, we're giving 5 lucky viewers a chance to each win double tickets or a set of double tickets to this year's Cape Town Good Food and Wine Show that's happening this weekend. So you simply SMS that keyword, which is pasta, to 33728 to get the ingredients list and the recipe link. And by doing that, you'll be automatically entered into that competition to stand a chance to win. Those SMSs will cost you R1.50, no free SMSs, but T's and C's do apply, and you can find those on expressoshow.com. But stay tuned, because later on here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we have South African-born Michelin star chef Hendrik van Westhuizen, who's going to be cooking up a storm. Hopefully something that you'll be one day.
Definitely, yeah. It's an honor to be in his presence, man.
Good to have you here, man.
Super.
So from the kitchen, we head into the wild for a hugely interesting discussion this morning. I certainly am excited. I think we can easily say that butterflies are the most beautifully decorated superstars of the insect kingdom. So today we are focusing on just that. And we've got Esther van Westhuizen from Butterfly World and Ismat Adams, a researcher studying species here in South Africa, to hopefully open a window into these incredible creatures that undergo such an amazing metamorphosis. Now, we always like to kickstart our Into the Wild segments before we take your calls and questions with a bit of eco news going out there, and this one really did pique my attention. We know that we have a massive waste problem, not only here in South Africa but across the globe, and it looks like a particular insect, a moth and butterfly, could be the answer. I'm talking about the Galleria melonella. Guys, welcome to it. We have discovered a new superstar in the insect kingdom. We are talking about the wax moth, as it is more commonly known. Can it actually digest plastic? Esther, maybe I'll put that to you.
The interesting thing about the wax moth, it has got an enzyme that assists in the digestion of wax, and that is why it's called the wax moth. It goes into beehives, and it consumes the wax of beehives. So it's a big problem, and that is how it happened. The researcher took the caterpillars, threw it in a bag or a bunch of plastic just to get rid of it. And the next day they saw, but look, some of the plastic's consumed. So it's great news if you can do that.
I know it's still in its infancy. I mean, this research data was only released, less than a month ago. But do you see this as, is the word on the wire that this could actually be an answer to waste issues?
Hopefully, because plastic does not break down. It's in the nature for hundreds of years. So if we can get this right and breed these and use it, then utilizing it resourcefully, maybe that could be the answer.
Open a wax moth farm right now. So Ismat, welcome to you as well. Thank you so much for joining us, my friend. So you've brought your little delegation with you. You've got the pups here. So when we talk about a metamorphosis, I think as children, that's how we get kids, their imagination is woken up with the metamorphosis of a caterpillar to a moth or a beautiful butterfly. What actually happens in that metamorphosis? Open a window to us lay people who don't know.
Well, what happens is that firstly, in a butterfly's life cycle, a female will choose where to kind of lay her eggs. So what I've been doing is I've been doing research on the Cape Flats Barber's Ranger, which is a skipper butterfly, and it only occurs in Valsbaai Nature Reserve in patches of grass called cottonwool grass.
Wow.
And then what happens is that what I found is that the females prefer to lay their eggs on younger grass, and then what will happen is the larvae will hatch from those eggs, and then they'll feed and grow and keep growing until they reach a certain size, and they form a pupa, which is like a hard casing. And inside that pupa, the whole body will basically dissolve and then get reassembled into an adult butterfly, and that's what metamorphosis is.
That's unbelievable to me. And we're gonna explore a little bit more about this incredible world with both of you. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, our number has changed, guys. If you'd like to pose any questions or any comments, maybe you've got some great stories of your own, 021 430 9881 is the number to dial.
Now, with the change of season, we often see the rise of different parasites and viruses. Dr. Matt's a technical specialist from MSD Animal Health, the makers of Bravecto, the innovative product that provides your dog with 12 weeks flea and tick protection in just one chew, is here to talk with us about tick and flea treatment during winter. Dr. Matt, thank you so much for joining us once again, sharing your knowledge. Love it, love it, love it. Tick and flea treatment, especially now with the change of season. Why is it important to address it specifically going into the winter months?
I think the South African climate doesn't allow to have very severe winters. So in order for fleas and ticks to stop reproducing, that temperature has to drop to a -1 degrees Celsius for a consecutive 5 days. And that hardly ever happens in South Africa.
Yeah.
So those tick and flea populations are continuously rolling over and continuously multiplying.
Sure.
So if we stop treating during winter, it means that those number of parasites start to increase gradually, and then poses a bigger risk to our pets as well as ourselves.
Yeah. So what if you do stop treating because now you think it's winter, there's no ticks or fleas around, I don't know, they're too cold, but the infestation starts, what are some of the side effects that we can see on our dogs in terms of maybe skin conditions or different behaviors, scratching, itching?
I think the scratching and the itching is probably the most common thing you will see. You can have those tick-borne diseases and flea-related diseases also pop up. So things like tapeworm that we can get from fleas will suddenly happen in winter. Biliary, that usually traditionally happens most commonly in spring and summer, will happen in the middle of winter. And it can be life-threatening too. So it will catch us by surprise, and you don't want that surprise.
Okay, yeah. So prevention, once again, better than cure in this case. Yeah. What would you suggest as a good treatment against ticks and fleas, specifically going now into the winter months?
I think going over the winter months, you need to make sure that all the winter months are covered. I think the advantage with Bravecto is that you are actually giving one treat that covers for 12 weeks, which in South African terms is the majority of your mild winters.
Yeah, and I think which is also especially nice living at a coastal city, you know, for your dogs being out on the beach, maybe running into the sea, you know, the fact that the Bravecto works from inside out is probably a good option.
Absolutely, an easy one too.
An easy one too. Dr. Mas, thank you very much for joining us, sharing your knowledge with us. So besides keeping warm in these winter months, make sure that your dog is protected against ticks and fleas. And then join us for our next Bravecto segment, where we will be talking about the important subject of teaching your children to be dog-friendly.
For your extraordinary pet, you need extraordinary care. Give your dog 12 weeks protection against ticks and fleas in just one tasty treat with Bravecto.
Thank you so much, Ewan, and welcome back to our Into the Wild segment. We're talking about beautiful butterflies today and what an incredible species they are. And we're taking your calls with our new number, of course, that number to dial 021 430 9881. Pose any questions to our amazing team here. I cannot believe how much knowledge is on this couch as we speak. And Esther, I have to ask you, because clearly you love your butterflies. In fact, you have created the first home to butterflies here in the Cape. How did your world of butterflies come about?
Yeah, Graham, my mom saw this in Canada 25 years ago, and she came back and said we should do this. And I thought this is a crazy idea, but it is actually a lovely concept that you create a tropical garden and the butterflies fly in this tropical garden. That's a very old photo, but since then we've changed quite a lot. When people saw that we were doing butterflies, they were bringing us all kinds of insects and jars and spiders and say, what are these? So the insects in general and spiders are very poorly known to the public. So we created this insectarium in the end, and then it became lizards and spiders and all kinds of things.
I mean, looking at that picture tells an incredible story.
Yeah.
What a great way to ignite the imagination and a love of an ecosystem, because we often forget that this is a system that needs to stay in balance, and we're a big part of that.
Yeah, correct. And I see the photo there of the children. We have tons of school children coming through in the year, and we try to teach them in that short time the respect of nature, like nature, love it. If you enjoy being there, you've got something to save.
I love that. I imagine a little itsy-bitsy Ismat in that crowd there looking at this incredible world. Before we get into your amazing study, and it really is amazing, what drew you into this field specifically?
Well, I started off when I was kind of working as a field ranger, and then I think I kind of found my place in conservation. So I wanted to kind of find out how I could conserve these butterflies specifically because there was nothing at that time there was no information at that time on anything to do with the ecology that could help them.
And this
survive.
makes the research that you're doing now not just important, but absolutely groundbreaking. And I can't believe that we are dealing with a species that is so localized to literally our back garden here in the Cape. So we're going to discuss a bit more about your incredible study. And again, we'd love to hear from you. If you've got any questions, please give us a call, 021 430 9881.
What's that ahead on your Feel Good Breakfast show this morning? It is a Feel Good Thursday indeed.
Yes,
we are talking decor, more specifically how to incorporate indoor plants and making your decor just pop. We have Dylan Thomaz with us to run us through.
And on that note, today's DIY is all about bringing those succulent plants into your home by making your own DIY wall succulent holder. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break.
Looking pretty slender there, athlete.
No, guys, that is slender.
Your body!
Well, we burnt our calories on the swim. How do you do it, Zoe?
Introducing Tropica Slender in a tall, slim bottle with no added sugar, less calories, and available in 4 twist flavors.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in to a feel-good kickstart to the day. We are talking butterflies this morning with our incredible panel who have already opened my eyes to the wonderful world of butterflies. And we've got a caller on the line right now, Lynn, phoning us from KZN. A very good morning, Lynn.
Good morning. Good morning.
What is your comment or your question for our panel this morning?
I found a lot of grubs coming out of the ground. They had nested in cement and they were coming out of the ground. Now, I want to know, they look very suspiciously like these that the panel was showing. But I want to know, are they caterpillar, beetle or butterfly? Well, I know you don't quite know what they are, but they look very similar to the ones on your show this morning.
All right, so what could this be? I know we're not dealing with a huge amount of facts. Thank you so much, Lynn. Great question. Coming from the ground, so that suggests to me that there's obviously a gestation or something going on under the ground.
Could be beetles, butterflies. The larvae of butterflies and moths are very much onto plants and onto leaves. So, and they will only bury into the ground moths, caterpillars, if they want to pupate. So if there's something coming out of the ground, maybe the ground is saturated with water, rain or something, and grubs come out, that could be beetle larvae.
Beetle larvae, and obviously affected by the weather, and at least you're getting rain in KZN at the moment. So I think I highlighted the fact that your case study is amazing to me because it exists in such a localized area, and I think it's vital that we have people like you, Ismat, doing these studies. Tell us a little bit more about what we know as the skipper butterfly or the Cape Flats barber ranger.
Well, yeah, so I've been trying to find out what their habitat requirements are. And so what that means is I've been trying to find out what the resources are that are most important to the survival of the adults and caterpillars. So what I found is that they like habitat patches that those cotton wool grass patches. They like those. They like patches like that with lots of nectar plants, and their larvae are they prefer younger grass with lots of nutrients and leaf succulents.
Now, we look at that area, it is so localized along the Strandfontein Road. Is that the only place that they are found?
Yeah, they're only currently found there in those patches, in the patches in False Bay Nature Reserve. They went extinct from the type locality, from the area where they were first found in Zandvlei Nature Reserve, or near Zandvlei Nature Reserve, and that's mostly been due to housing development, which just kind of destroyed the habitat. And then, so now they're only found in False Bay Nature Reserve, in those patches of grass.
So thank you so much for doing the study that you are to protect the species, and I would imagine there are a multitude of other species that are also in danger because of that. So hopefully this research will help all conservation efforts and inspire other young people to get out there and start focusing on, as we say, our own back garden. We've got a beautiful wild to explore, and it really is full of colour. Guys, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Esther. More power to you. I love the fact that you have opened up this world for children to also go and engage, and I know we're going to share all of the contact details on our website as well, how people can come and explore the world of butterflies and inspire themselves. So thank you so much to Lynn and everyone else who's weighed in online, exploring the beautiful world of butterflies.
From going into the wild to bringing the wild side indoors, because we know that we need plant life around our homes. It makes us happy, it makes us feel rejuvenated, but all too often having a plant is an afterthought in your own home. In fact, the more hope you lose in keeping a plant alive, the more you're likely to push it to the back burner and forget about them altogether, which is so sad, Zoe.
It is sad indeed. Well, here to help us this morning, we have Dylan Thomaz to show us how we can incorporate plants into our homes. Dylan, it's great having you back here.
Good to see you guys.
I'm one of those people, I'm thinking of getting fake plants, but why is it so important to have living plants in our house?
I think the first thing is it brings life into a space, and that's really what's really important. So you can have great furniture and that, but it feels very flat without greenery behind it, right? So you can see behind over here, the greenery literally just makes it pop.
And how do you start doing that? Because, you know, God bless her soul, my late grandmother had a tendency of having plants in every single corner of the house, and there were crawlers on the walls. It felt like a bit of a Jumanji episode, if you get what I'm trying to say. So how do you begin to do this in the right kind of tasteful way?
So I think what's really important is making sure you keep the same family of trees together, or plants together, so not going to Jumanji. But I mean, I think what's really important is making the statement pieces, so like really big pieces, and not little potpourri type of little pieces that, you know, like those things that have lying around.
But when it comes to the bedroom, I always find that, you know, a very interesting space, or the last place you would necessarily think of putting plants into. But what would you recommend for a bedroom?
So I think there's two things. You can either have flowers, so fresh cut flowers into your bedroom, or a big statement piece like that, which you see on the screen currently. What it does is it just creates height and brings a lot more life into the space.
Yeah.
And people are scared of it, but you should actually really embrace it.
I'm looking at all these pictures, and it's, you know, white backgrounds, all these bright. Is the color background and the theme of your room, does that determine what kind of plants you put in there?
Not at all, not at all. I think the whole thing is you should find plants that make you happy.
Yes.
And then put those plants into your space, as long as it's not bitty.
Okay. But I know, you know, here in the Western Cape, our water restrictions, our drought situation is extremely dire, and I think a lot of people are steering away from getting plants, especially here.
Yeah.
But what would you recommend for those, you know, that's, you know, a little bit more water conscious?
Sure. So I think you could also go two different routes. You can either get a really good fake plant.
That's what I mean. I can keep that alive.
Or what you could do is you can go the succulent route. So the ones that don't actually need a lot of water during this period of time right now.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic stuff, and thank you very much for coming in. And of course, you can check out Dylan online at Studio D Thomaz. Is it Thomaz? Am I saying it right? Thomaz, because it's got a Z at the end there. Or his website, dylanthomaz.com. Thank you very much, sir.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Do you have any flowers in your...
I have flowers that I get from like Sunday church, and then I have them in the kitchen, and then they die within like a week.
That's why you go to church every week.
I'm sorry.
Okay, well, we'll work on that. Thank you, Dylan, for showing us how to incorporate living plants into our indoor space.
So on that note, we continue with our topic of plants. En dit is tyd vir so 'n bietjie van 'n selfdoen projekkie op jou goed voel en byprogram vanoggend. This time around from our very own DIY princess Zoe Brown, and she shows us how to freshen up the spaces in your home using a nifty little planter. Check it out.
A little confession to make. I'm turning into a crazy plant lady, and at the same time my house is starting to look like a jungle. It's not like I have a green thumb or anything, it's I just keep buying beautiful plants. But the real struggle is finding a stylish planter to put them in. Simple ceramics are easy to come by, but I want something more decorative and stylish for my home. So today I'm going to show you how to make your own plant holder for your walls. For today's how-to, you will need square wooden dowels, some wood glue, wooden screws, a screwdriver, picture hangers, terracotta planters, spray paint, and painter's tape. We're going to start by cutting our pieces of wood. Depending on the size of your planter, measure the top, add 1 inch for your total length. If you don't have access to a saw, you can have these pieces cut at your local hardware store, like I have done. To assemble the frame, add a small amount of glue to the end of one piece and put the corners together. Then drill a pilot hole to avoid the wood from splitting before attaching it with a screw. Wipe the excess glue off and move on to the next corner. You should be left with 2 squares. We're now going to form a cube by connecting the two with these wooden blocks and some wood glue and screws. And our cube is complete. Next, I want to give my terracotta holder a beautiful modern finish and touch. So I'm going to apply some spray paint, but I don't want the entire holder painted, so I'm going to be using some painter's tape to make sure I get the right effect. Now that we have our terracotta holder spray painted, I'm going to set it aside to dry. Next, we're going to attach our picture hangers to our cube to be able to attach it to the wall. Now that our paint has dried, we're going to remove the painter's tape. Look at that. To finish it off, plant your favorite plants into your new hanging pot holder before attaching it to the wall. These are great for elevating your terracotta pots through a minimal and modern design. To view more of our how-to videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any suggestions, head on over to our Facebook page and drop me a message.
Ach, toch te oulik. Bye, dankie Zoe. But right now we are jumping into the kitchen, and foodie is very, very exciting because it's just one more sleep until this year's Good Food and Wine Show, where you'll find celeb chefs like South African-born Michelin star winner Hendrik van Westhuizen cooking up a delicious storm, to say the least. But we couldn't just wait for another second. So Jan is right here in our studio to show us how to make his mouth-watering breakfast tart with Rooibos Poached Pears. Welkom terug, meneer.
Dankie, hoor.
Lekker om weer in ons atelier te hê. So, back on South African shores, Good Food and Wine Show, you must be very excited.
Very excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one this year. But quickly, let's talk about the recipe before we get into that.
So this
looks
year,
lovely.
it's all about food waste and reusing products that we see as waste and not as ingredients, rather.
Okay.
So, and a big one of those is biscuit.
Ek wou net sê, moenie net sê biscuit is weggooi goed.
Never, but there's always crumbs in the bottom of the jar or in the bag.
Yeah, of course.
Like a crumble kind of thing.
Yes.
And that normally goes into the bin, or we never kind of consider that.
Yeah.
So we're doing like a very easy, very simple breakfast tart.
I like that.
Almonds.
Can I also just say at the top of this that I just want to let everyone know that I was never guilty of throwing away any crumbs ever in my life, because for me the best is just to throw the crumbs in the coffee.
Oh,
I know, and then spoon it out. I know it's probably not what a Michelin star chef wants to hear this morning, but
I do other things that's worse.
Yeah,
so don't worry.
Okay, let's get to the recipe this morning, Hendrik.
Perfect. You can probably help me, yeah?
Absolutely. What can I do?
So we've got the crumbs in there already with some almonds.
Okay.
We're going to add some dates.
Right, so you throw it in there. I'm gonna stand here. I've got the lid. I'll man the machinery.
Some dates. That's coconut oil. So
all right.
On
that's
the
going to add a nice
side.
kind of flavour to it as well.
It's also combining it. It's really bringing it together. That's some cocoa powder.
Right.
Voila. It's nice that it's all measured off. Thank you very much there for...
You know our kitchen fairies, eh?
And we've got
Yeah,
some
her name is Stefani, by the way.
vanilla. And that's it. Let's just blitz that up into a nice... it's almost like a doughy vibe.
There we go.
That's great. Now that will give you a consistency like almost like this. And
Okay.
it's, you just press it in a little tart that you've sprayed up with a bit of anti of wat noem jy dit?
Non-stick.
Non-stick. Ons moet
Non-stick.
spray and cook.
There we go.
To go with that, you can make this the day before as
So do you press it in? Sorry, and do you bake it or?
That's pretty much just pressed in, and it's in the fridge.
Okay, in the fridge,
It's
and they
all
remove
raw
it.
ingredients in there.
Love it.
And then you poach some pears, peel
Okay.
them, poach them. I've used, it's very cool, it's a Rooibos, it's like a liquor from, very new in South Africa.
Yeah.
So it's a Rooibos liquor.
Okay.
You can also use white wine and then add Rooibos tea bags to the white wine.
Oh, there we go, and then you kind of just poach it.
Exactly, and then you get this very nice poached pears with Rooibos.
So let's put together, let's go for it, yeah.
So putting inside, we are doing some cream cheese.
Okay.
Just a dash of that. Some orange juice.
And this is for the rest of the filling now?
This is the filling, yeah. So it's all breakfast stuff that
Okay.
really you would eat almost separately, except for the liquor, but you can have that for brunch.
Exactly,
you know?
exactly.
We're doing some Greek yogurt. It goes in there.
All
Just
right.
grab that, excuse me. And we've got some orange peel.
Brilliant. Now, if you want to get your hands on the recipe to this beautiful breakfast tart using Rooibos Poached Pears, SMS the keyword dessert to 33728. That's dessert to 33728. The whole recipe will be on our website a little bit later on as well. So kind of mix that up.
Mix that up.
And
few
that's pretty much
seconds.
just the filling.
That's it. And we're going to fill that inside the tart.
Yeah.
Add a few poached pears on top and serve it for breakfast in bed.
Brilliant. Well now, there we go. So while we are whisking this away, of course, we have 5 double tickets to give away to this year's Good Food and Wine Show, and it's very easy to win. All you need to do is SMS the keyword pasta to 33728. That's pasta to 33728, and you'll automatically be entered into the competition to stand a chance of being one of 5 lucky winners. Remember, SMSs cost R1.50, no free SMSs, and T's and C's apply. You can find them on our website, expressoshow.com. That is pasta to 33728. So right now, Jan Hendrik is just finishing off this beautiful breakfast tart. Filling goes in there, topped with a pear, and that's pretty much it.
You can do more than one pear. It's almost, I think this is a portion for 2.
Awesome. Jan Hendrik, thank you very much
It's a
for
big
joining us this
pleasure.
morning, man, and all the best. Enjoy this weekend, eh?
Thank you. I hope I see you there. That'll
Yeah,
be
man, I hope to pull
lots
through
of
as
fun.
well. Definitely lots of fun. The Good Food
Fantastic.
Wine Show is definitely always one of those events that you look forward to. But Jan Hendrik will be there. Check him out. He is going to be making some awe-inspiring dishes, that's for sure. Just like this breakfast tart. Once again, that keyword is dessert to 33728.
My mind is blown.
It's amazing having Jan Hendrik here. But listen, I hope you stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. When we come back, we talk about how to pair your food with your coffee. What? Yes.
Yes, so speaking of coffee, how's this for a recipe? Chipotle, coffee, bacon, jam, BLT. We're going to be cooking that up in the kitchen. We'll see you.
jam, bacon, lettuce, tomato.
Let's go to the island, stand together, you and me.
The new Tropica Island of Treasure theme tune is bringing sunshine into the lives of children in need.
We can win this million. We're gonna find treasure by the smooth.
Yeah. When you download the full song on iTunes or Google Play, proceeds from the sale of the song will be donated to CHOC Childhood Cancer Foundation, who support children with cancer and their families. Get the tune today and help make tomorrow a little brighter for brave boys and girls with Tropica Island of Treasure Seychelles. SMS CHOC to 33728 to receive the link to download to your phone. SMSs cost R1.50 and T's and C's are on tropica.co.za. Download and support these beautiful children.
welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is a Thursday morning. Thank you so much for joining us. And we are cooking up a storm in the kitchen. Now, if you think that cooking with coffee is only meant for sweet dishes, well, think again. We've got a treat for you this morning. Swanson from Woolies is here to chat to us about coffee. And she's going to be showing us how to make the perfect cup, first of all, and then share a very surprising recipe that everyone out there who loves coffee certainly should try. Claire, good to have you here with us.
Thank you so much.
I thought I knew how to make coffee. What do you mean? Are there rules to making the perfect cup of coffee?
I think there are a couple of rules you want to stick to, but really coffee is a personal luxury. So you need to do whatever you like. For me, if you bring a cup of coffee at home, there's sort of 3 things you've got to remember. It is to have freshly ground beans.
Yes.
If you can even ground it on the day you're going to brew it, or when you bring it, that's even better. Fresh water. 92 to about 96 degrees, the perfect one to get the most extraction out of your coffee. And obviously a clean vessel or working with clean equipment.
And then just fancy equipment like that. That is the way I want to drink my coffee in the morning.
You could do a plunger, you could do stove stuff with lots of different apparatus. At the moment, I'm kind of in love with the Chemex, which is just this vessel that you use as a pour-over style.
Yes.
A lot of people also don't understand when you want a strong cup of coffee, you just add more coffee to your water ratio. It's not about necessarily the variety of bean.
Right.
So we're using a Colombian. It's a single estate coffee or single origin.
What does that mean?
So single estate just means that the coffee itself comes from one geographical area.
Okay,
so
all right.
perhaps from Colombia, sometimes it's down to the very farm.
Yes.
And that just means you can trace the coffee and you can get you can get really better notes of flavour just from one, as opposed to a blend.
Because the beans have all absorbed the same minerals from the ground
so you
in the
can
making.
get specific flavour.
All right.
So I'm using this fancy kettle. Our water's nicely boiled. We're going to pour a little bit over the filter, just to wet the filter, and this little step here...
You've got to wet it a little bit as well.
It's called the bloom. So you're just wanting the water or the coffee just to get a little bit moist. And then you carry on pouring about 200 mils for 1 cup.
Get your coffee terminology updated right now. The bloom.
Make sure the filter gets nice and wet, and then you'll just see the coffee starting to percolate down the bottom.
That just looks amazing. It looks like a science experiment that's about to be very successful.
And what I like about the Chemex, when you do it this way, you're actually extracting a little bit more of the acidity and you get more of the sweet sort of floral notes out of a cup of coffee.
Brilliant.
So that'll go for about 3 minutes, and you'll take that out and you'll have the perfect cup of coffee poured.
Lovely.
Also, what's important is the grind size of your coffee. So depending on the apparatus, certain grinds are going to percolate better. So in the Chemex, for instance, you want a medium. But if you've got a French press, you want a really coarsely ground coffee.
Yes.
And I brought some green beans, even to show you some of our Arabica coffee beans.
Okay. Now, while we are talking all things coffee, I'm very excited to see this recipe that you've brought along with you. So let's cross on over across the kitchen there. And we're cooking with coffee. And usually we know coffee to be combined with things like chocolates and mousses and sweet things. But what are you making here? This is very interesting.
So I'm using the same sort of Colombian brewed coffee. So I took some of my brewed coffee on the side.
Yeah.
And in the pan, we've got some chipotle bacon.
Chipotle, it's a very popular word these days, isn't it? Chipotle, what does it mean?
Chipotle essentially is just a smoked, dried jalapeno chili. So you're going to get more sort of a level of flavour, and smoky works great in this sort of recipes.
So let me know where I can help you, because I'm very willing to help. You just need to let me know.
We're going to add these ingredients. We've already rendered down our bacon, so it's nice and crispy. Let's add some onion.
Red onion going in there. Let's have this. There we go.
1 chopped onion.
One full one?
Yeah.
Okay.
About a teaspoon of garlic into that as well.
I'm going to use... Okay, here's a teaspoon right over here.
Perfect.
The more garlic, the merrier, I always say.
Exactly.
Oh, beautiful.
So this is a relish. It's just going to sort of moisten your bread and give you an awesome flavour. Into that, about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar.
I'll measure that out as 4 teaspoons.
Yeah,
is that all right?
That's perfect.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, and that's about 2 tablespoons worth of sugar.
Then the important ingredient, we're going to put in some coffee. So I'm going to pour in about 2 tablespoons worth of the coffee in that, and that savoury sort of fruity coffee is going to just bring down
really infuse itself into that. Oh wow!
A bit of vinegar.
Bacon. Yes.
That's going to give you that sort of relish flavour, a little bit of acidity in there, cuts through the fat. That goes in, and you want to let this cook for about 20 minutes, just until that gets a nice sticky consistency. Let it cool, and then we're going to make our sandwich. So we're doing a BLT, bacon, lettuce, tomato.
Okay.
We're just going to amp the
Definitely
flavour.
the fancier version of a regular BLT. You at home can SMS the keyword JAM to 33728, and we'll send you the the link to the recipe and the ingredients so that you can make your own delicious relish like this. And when you make your BLT at home, it can be spiced up beautifully with lovely coffee flavors.
So I'm doing a little bit of mayonnaise.
Fancy.
And then some mustard, Dijon. And then we've got our bacon jam. Have a look at that. I mean, it's like sticky, gooey,
Can you, after you've made this, store it and you know, use it over a couple of days?
Definitely for about 2 to 3 weeks in the fridge.
Even better.
Sealed, and then you could just use it and spread it on sandwiches, on burgers, on pizzas, whatever you like. But it's like extra flavor. I'm taking my cheese. So I've got some sliced cheddar.
Beautiful.
That's going to go on top of that. We'll add about 2 slices to each.
Are you like me that in the beginning you make the BLT, right?
Yeah.
And it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Just picturesque, but when you have to eat it, you got to smash it all together and get it into your mouth as quickly as possible.
The best flavors when you just kind of whack all those ingredients together. Make sure you press. I'm going to add.
That looks great.
Extra couple of slices there for you. Lastly, some tomato for some freshness.
You were talking about the 100% Arabica bean.
Yes.
Right? What does that mean?
So Arabica really is sort of the variety of coffee, similar to Shiraz. Would make Shiraz sort of wine.
Yes.
Arabica is the most commercially produced type of coffee bean. Usually has lower yields, has a really intense sort of flavor quality, less espresso or less caffeine than Robusta, but it is the sort of the most preferred variety used in sort of coffee making.
Yeah,
so,
but like you said, coffee is a personal luxury, so whatever you're going to be infusing your own relish with, then go ahead and enjoy that coffee. So SMS JAM to 33728 and we'll send you what you need in order to make it at home. In fact, here's a quick little recap of how to make this very delicious relish. And then if you like, you can even stack it up like that. See if you can fit all of that into your mouth. SMS the keyword JAM to 33728 and you can make your own beautiful, lovely BLT. That's about to be breakfast right now.
Good.
Claire,
Awesome.
thank you
You're
very,
welcome.
very much.
Great.
Bon appetit.
Oh. Now, time is tick-tocking away, that's for sure, for you to take advantage of Travel Start's visa-free Thailand special. Oh my goodness, exclusive to Travel Start. You can book return flights to Thailand from, listen to this, 4,999 Rand. That's unheard of.
It really is incredible, and this very limited offer ends tomorrow. So you've got to get onto travelstart.co.za, start making your booking, and take some time out to enjoy your next holiday to the amazing land of smiles in Thailand.
Oh, well, listen, tomorrow is Donut Day, so do not miss out because today we are putting the boys to the ultimate Dunkin Donut taste test. So we'll see you after the break.
What are we tasting?
If you're like me, you don't have time to be cleaning all day. Try Chuck's Super Wipes to help you clean in a flash. The double action holes easily pick up dirt and food particles, and the grime dispersing weave makes it easier to wash the cloth hygienically, and they're machine washable too. Chuck's Super Wipes come in different colors and sizes, so you can color code your cleaning jobs to avoid cross-contamination. Purple for the sink, blue for the loo, and green to clean all surfaces. Chuck's cleans spills like they never happened.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso with just a few minutes left to savor of what has been an unbelievable show. And also, we give you the opportunity to win and win big. We know our final 3 teams are battling it out on the tropical island of Treasure in the Seychelles. But you guys at home have an opportunity to win and win big by providing your own Slender twist. You've got to get your hands on a bottle of Tropica Slender and then follow the instructions online. So the way that this competition works is we provide the premise. You've got to come in with the Slender twist. And you put yourself in line to win some incredible daily hampers as well as a massive grand prize of air tickets, courtesy of Air Seychelles, and of course a stay at the Savoy Seychelles Resort and Spa. We've profiled it. It is amazing. But let's dive right in with our premise for this morning. Thami had to find some shade, so she lay breathing heavily under a large palm tree. Then suddenly, dun, dun, dun. So let's get into some of the examples of what you guys at home can do. So this one, and quite a meaty one, coming from Janet Watson Perry, saying, Thami had to find some shade, so she lay breathing heavily under a large palm tree. Then suddenly a huge coconut landed beside her. She jumped with a fright, but it was too late as coconuts rained down upon her. All she could do was bury herself in the sand and hope for the best. When it sounded like the last coconut had dropped, she surfaced to find herself on a Tropica paradise with fountains and streams of her favorite drink flowing in abundance. Was this for real, or had she been knocked out by a coconut and was dreaming? Reaching for a Tropica Slender twist, she hoped this was for real. Oh man, I hope that was for real. That was a brilliant Tropica Slender twist. So head over to their Facebook page and please get creative as Janet Watson Perry. What an awesome Tropica Slender twist.
What a great twist indeed. Well, listen, when it comes to... Are you good?
I enjoyed that.
Well, every single year, the first Friday of June is a very important date in the culinary world. In fact, it is International Doughnut Day.
Since 1938.
What? I didn't know this.
Incredible.
Yeah,
I mean,
amazing.
we are about to taste these doughy, decadent donuts.
Yes.
And I'm going to put the two of you to the test. So it's not just going to be a case of simply just eating them. I need you guys to identify the different flavors I'm going to let you taste.
Okay.
You can keep your eyes open. You can close them if that will help your senses.
I like to let the donut do the speaking.
You have your little board with your chalk, and I need you to write down the flavor you taste.
Wow.
So we're going to start with the blue hearts.
Okay.
Okay.
Take a taste. Here we go.
Oh, hello there. Just, wow.
What do you
my
think
finger.
it is? Take your time. Make us jealous.
Okay.
I love how they're closing their eyes. Okay, you need to write down the flavor, Ewan.
Is it?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's it. Got it. So I think I got this one quite nicely.
Okay, do you want to reveal your answers?
Yeah. So that
Richard?
first one, I'm gonna go with. There's a blueberryness about it.
I just had nice and sweet. It was
Nice
amazing.
and sweet.
What?
Yeah, like
Katlego's right.
I'm just
It
saying.
is the blueberry
I had no idea.
snowflake. Okay, let's see how else we can do. And Ewan, I want flavors, not nice.
But I couldn't.
Nice and sweet.
Guys, like
nice
this
and
is.
sweet.
Yeah.
See, Ewan's training for his boxing event, so this is going to give you a nice sugar oomph. Okay, which flavors do you get? Write it down. 5.
Wait.
4. 3. 2.
I don't know if did I even spell this correctly?
1.
I hope so.
Give it a go.
I got an apricot jammy kind of.
You both
Delight.
are correct. So 2 points to
I'll
Kat,
take it in,
1 point to Ewan. Okay, guys, we have the last one left. I don't want you to see the answers. There we
Lekker
go.
zoet, yeah.
Okay, give it a go. Give it a go.
Oh, this looks nice. Huh?
Ooh, it looks crummy. It's amazing. Wait.
I like that you can squirt it out the side like that.
Yeah. That's an easy one.
Oh, it looks like Kat's struggling. What do you think the answer is?
I thought I knew, but now it's making me doubt because I was looking at the contents. What's that thing called? Okay. Sorry, I tried to think about it.
Okay, let's see. Your answers?
I've got apple crumble. Hashtag
Oh no, man!
What did you say?
I went pear. Why did I go pear?
Okay.
Was it right?
The correct answer, in fact, is apple crumble. It's the apple crumble heart. So, in fact, it's a tie. 2 points for Kat.
That's good, man.
2 points for you.
Well done,
Well
brother.
done, guys.
Well done. I'll just finish my
International
apple
Doughnut
crumble.
Day.
I've got a feeling Ewan cheated. He saw answers before.
I didn't see the answers.
I know.
Guys, with the donuts, there is no cheating. So make a recommendation. Which one should I
Oh, you're gonna go for
You can dive into anyone.
The blueberry heart. With the
But of course, we want to know from you, what would you choose between chocolate sprinkles or cookies and cream? Head on over to the Expresso Facebook page. Vote for your favorite flavor by posting on our Expresso Facebook page. Remember to use our hashtag Expresso Show.
This is my favorite flavor.
Wait, I want one too.
But that's what I don't get.
Any of the others
I didn't get any pudding on that one. That's
I still think that
There we go.
you and I had like the greatest business idea ever.
We did.
Donuts
TM
at movies. Trademark
donuts and movies.
Donuts at movies would be an absolute ball.
It would just be like
we should talk.
icing and sugar all over the place.
This
Look
is
at the amount of
breakfast.
filling
This is
you
my
get in
kind of breakfast.
We should have a whole Expresso show where we just eat donuts. Like, people just watch us on the couch eating donuts. How about
Please
that?
can we milk out this final segment until we finish this entire box of donuts?
Guys, my fight prep just went out the window.
Yeah,
But listen, thanks so much to all of our guests today,
What a
all of the
cool
musicians, all of the chefs. Thanks to Dunkin Donuts. Have a wonderful International Donut Day tomorrow. Be safe out there. We'll see you then.
We love you. Bye. You're almost a heart.
Bye.
Another feel-good production.